talk to me about taxes.
Why are you talking about? Well, you make a lot more than I do, too.
So? You ain't going to pay it anyway. You don't know if I'm paying or not.
I don't talk to you. You know you're not going to have to pay in because you have a CPA that takes care of you. Make sure you get money back every year. Don't you?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him. I don't even know if I'm current on my taxes because he drives me nuts when I call him.
Well, then get a new CPA.
I can't. He's been doing my taxes for, this will be the 20th year. And he's Jewish.
And you get money back every year. And you get money back this year.
How many dependents did you put down?
I have none myself. That's the problem. I have the property, I was doing a deduction. I just had to take the standard deduction. And I screwed up on my W-4.
How'd you screw up on that?
I put down, my son was living with me at the time, so I put down 2. Well, to get the most money taken out, to make sure you get money back, you're supposed to put on 0. So they've been not taking enough out.
I think the goal is to break even at the end of the year.
Right.
You don't get anything back, you don't give them anything.
I didn't break even.
Nobody's going to know what you make by how much you got to pay.
No, because they don't know how much money I've ever put in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, just get on
a lot for me. Well, I could probably have to do. I'll probably have to.
Do you want to borrow it?
No, I'll just pay on it. I hate to borrow money, especially from friends.
Yeah, but I know I'm going to get it back.
True.
Borrow the money.
No.
Please.
No.
Please.
Why? No.
Please.
You don't know why?
Well, already makes my life miserable if he wants to.
I know. This is just
Where do you think the rest of that money's going to come from? This show.
It's just another aspect. Please let me loan you the money.
No.
Please.
I don't do that.
Do you want to say how much it is? Because it's not hideous.
It's not outrageous. It's just a lot for me right now because
that's what you get for blowing money on a boat.
You told me to buy a boat. You said, you're going to be 50 soon. You might as well get all your...
I didn't know that you didn't know how to do your taxes.
I don't.
Do you want to talk to my Jew man?
Sure. The people that do my taxes listen to the show. But I just don't have any deductions. That's the problem. I've tried to deduct everything in my office at home. It's not enough.
Deduct everything.
It's not enough.
Hang on.
To take your call, please leave a message after the tone.
See? Don't he sound Jewish? Marty, it's Russ. Oh, Jesus. I just realized now he's got the hotline number because you get caller ID.
Mm-hmm.
Call me back on this number. Just today. Thank you. You can talk to him. He'll straighten it out.
You can't straighten it out.
Yes, you can. Have you already done your taxes?
I had someone do it for me.
Hey, he'll redo them. He's got that special Jewish touch.
I don't think there's anything else you can do.
Yes, he can. He's very good. He's been doing broadcast returns for years. Been doing mine for 20.
Okay. Well, I'll let him look at it. So I'm going to pay him and pay these people both.
You're already dumping $7,000.
I know.
It might save you a lot of money in the long run.
So you have, it's just like a doctor. Get a second opinion. Have somebody go back over it. At least you know if he comes back and goes, yeah, you're still going to owe this amount of money, you feel good about it. And it validates who you've been using.
Right.
He comes back and goes, dude. And he has.
Mm-hmm.
Dude. There's no reason to pay for this. Do you deduct part of your apartment as an office?
They said I don't have enough deductions to do that.
What do you mean you don't have enough?
Eric, you have to have a certain level to be able to do that.
And that's generally considered to be a mistake by a lot of CPAs that I've talked to because that's an number one red flag for the IRS to audit you.
I don't care if I get audited. Well, I'm not cheating on anything.
Well, no, I mean, that's not the point, but the thing of it is...
Why using part of if I'm legitimately using something, I'm not going to not list it just because I'm worried about getting audited.
Well, that is a deduction that a lot of people abuse, and for that reason, the IRS, I think, takes a particularly... They scrutinize that deduction.
And they look at it more carefully. If you're given an office by the people where you work, which I am, they're saying, you can come to work and work. Why do you have to work at home?
Because it's not just a 4-hour-a-day job.
I realize
it's more than that.
I'd have to explain that to them.
You need somebody with a Steen on the end of their name doing your taxes.
Okay.
Because my upstairs, you see my office upstairs.
Yeah.
It's a legitimate office. I spend more time there than I do in this studio.
I spend as much in this office as actually, no, I'm sorry. I spend more time in my office at home. Because I go home and work at night. I work all day until I come here.
Let me loan you the money.
No.
Please.
Just something to hell over my head.
I know.
No.
I won't even charge you interest.
No. Thank you, though. That's a very nice offer.
You don't even have to pay all of it back.
Why?
If you'll borrow it.
Why? You already have any kind of sword you want to swing at me.
I know, this just makes it more fortified.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, David?
Hey, Russ, you've always been kind of the renegade. I've been listening to your conversation about taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just not file? This is not a coup call, it's not a crank one, but it's a guy who hasn't in 20 years, perfectly legal. I'm a financial planner.
So just not pay my taxes.
Well, you don't owe them.
I don't know who.
You don't owe the federal government for wages, for taxes on wages.
Here we go. I've heard it's the whole. I've heard these arguments before. You know what? If nobody paid taxes, what would take care of this country?
That's a great question, Russ. If you look at the Constitution, it tells you.
This does. Hey, do you know what I'm talking about, Eric?
Yes.
Spending it on defense is one thing, but spending a bunch of other stuff they aren't allowed to, but they just do anyway.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of a lame argument. A lot of people ask me, if you didn't pay your taxes, how do we pay for roads? Most people don't know that gasoline taxes go to make the roads.
I didn't say roads. I just said this country. Why would the IRS?
Well, the Constitution spells out, Russ, what they can spend money on and how to tax it.
You morons have been around for years, and a lot of you are getting daily anal rape in prison.
Well,
nice
hey,
try.
Russ,
Nice. No.
I asked him, why would the IRS not go after somebody like Willie Nelson and not him? Why are there hundreds of people, thousands of people?
Because he hasn't been audited.
Well, there's a
He
distinction.
hasn't been caught. I guess if you don't file, it's harder to get caught.
There's a distinction between failing to file and filing a fraudulent return. Filing a fraudulent return is a felony under federal law.
And you ain't filing nothing fraudulent.
Right. If you
So they don't come after you?
No. They'll come get you sooner or later.
No, there is no good news to this story. It's a misdemeanor. It's still a crime. And I personally know someone who's been to prison for not filing their taxes. So, yes, you can.
How many years do you have to not file before you go to prison?
Well, I don't know. I mean, technically 1 year is
enough.
Is enough. But this person didn't file for a number of years. Not 20. But
who is that Bob McNeil is staring in the window with right now?
Sales guy. New sales.
Can they hear us out there?
I don't believe so.
It's really getting on my nerves.
They're gone now.
Good. So they can't hear us.
Apparently they can.
Good. Go ahead, Everett.
Well, that was pretty much it. Just, you need to file your taxes. It is against the law not to file your taxes.
No, it's not. Constitution says I ain't gotta.
Okay, then give that a whirl.
What is their argument? I'm going to ask him because he's going to come off with that pompous attitude of, you're an idiot for paying your taxes.
Yeah, well, there are people that say, kind of like what he's saying, that the Constitution doesn't authorize the federal government to levy any sort of income tax on us. There are also the Republic of Texas people who have another argument.
I know about that.
Yeah, so it really depends on which group you consult.
My question is, why doesn't a red flag come up on this guy after about, 4 years, and the IRS go, okay, he's working here, let's go get him.
Well, he may not be in the system. If he's not paying employees, if he's working himself without having anyone that has to declare income that he's paid them, and maybe he has his own business, then there may not have been any mechanism in place for them to have caught him. But if they ever do...
Yeah, if he's working for somebody, they're taking taxes out already.
But...
Not all of it.
Right.
But he is paying something. So if he's working for somebody, he goes, I haven't paid taxes in 20 years. Yes, you have. You do it every 2 weeks.
Well, and the bad news is, if they ever catch up to him, at the very least, he's going to owe back taxes for 20 years plus interest plus penalties. It's going to be a tremendous burden.
And he won't have enough money to purchase my weenie swatter. When you're in prison, you swat those weenies away from your butt.
Right. No cash for that.
I've seen authors out there that have been on, the books, those websites where they're trying pitching guests to get on the show. Never pay taxes. It's unconstitutional. A, I'm not buying into that. And B, do you really want to put your name on a book that says that?
Really? No.
Because then the government's going to be crawling up your tuchus.
Yeah.
And there'll be idiots that'll call up, who filed and used. They ain't coming after me. Oh, look at this. Idiot number one. Yes, Rick.
Idiot number one chiming in here.
Yes.
I was going to let you guys know that I haven't filed in about 4.5 years. I don't really, go around advocating people not to file, but they send letters every now and again saying, we know you've made money. Here's the employer ID that's paid you this amount of money, blah, 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 blah. And I've never filed anything, and, they've never called, never come around, never never garnished anything, never done anything legally about it. Don't really advocate doing that. It just started out where I couldn't pay when I did file. So I figured I'd at least chime in and let you know that, no one's really come after me.
So the point of the call is?
Point of the call is...
You're a criminal who hasn't gotten caught.
That is correct. Yes, I am a criminal.
I don't know what he was saying.
I don't know.
All right, JD, you have questions? Because Marty's on the phone.
There's nothing really I could tell him on the phone other than they've already worked them out. I don't have any deductions other than...
Have you already filed?
I've not filed.
All right, so the guy just came back and went here.
Yeah. We figured out your taxes and you owe almost $7,000.
All right. Marty.
Yes.
How are you?
Fine.
Good. How are things at the house?
Great.
All right, that's all the conversation we're going to have. Now just listen.
Okay.
JD's got his taxes back. He's got to pay $7,000.
Okay.
All right. Would you mind going over his taxes just to verify that that's a fair amount?
Yes.
Or it's accurate?
I'll be delighted to.
Now, when you do my taxes, you figure part of my house. He actually came to my house, measured that room, and then calculated what percentage of the house that was, and then also adjusted some of my utilities, especially electricity, to that room, and for those hours of the day that I'm in there. So this is all very accurate, and it's not a hose. JD could do that with part of his apartment, right?
He probably could.
See?
Because he uses it to prepare for the show.
Okay. Well, they just said they added it all up, and they said there was not enough to make a deduction. They just
well,
took
there
the
may
standard.
not be because of the percentage of the square footage.
Right.
But you never can tell till you keep trying, and they don't do it in your favor. They do it in theirs.
Well, it's a service. They
get paid the same.
Yeah, they get paid the same either way.
Now, what about all the electronics you bought for the show? You deduct those?
All that up. Television, DVD player at home, the mixer board,
internet service,
I put that in there.
Newspaper,
satellite, I put that in there. Purchase of satellite equipment, I put that in there.
What else is he leaving out, Marty?
I'd have to take a look at the list.
The only thing I didn't include is like mileage to appearances.
Magazines, subscriptions.
Just didn't add up to enough, I guess.
No, medicine's a separate entity.
What about the money you're spending on counseling now with Joy?
No.
Talking about it on the air?
I thought we weren't supposed to talk about that.
Different year.
Oh, yeah. What about her boob job that you bought her last year? Hey, he got his girlfriend a boob job last year or the year before. Can he put that on his taxes?
No, because basically it's not his dependent.
Well, but it was like a business expense.
We got content out of it.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, you can call him tonight, and I'm sure he'll be happy.
Yes, I'll be glad to go over it with you.
I'll even pay for it.
Well, maybe you can.
How about that?
Right.
Yes, I will. I'll pay for it.
No, quit it. What are you doing to me?
I'm just trying to be kind. I'm trying to be your buddy.
I'll pay for it.
Are we filing an extension, Marty?
Yes.
Okay, good. Talk to you later.
No problem.
That's what I'm doing, too. I have until August to pay them. The full amount.
Or you can get on a payment plan.
Or get on a payment plan, whatever.
They'll work with you.
Man, that's got to suck, having to pay out your taxes. It's not bad enough they take 35% every 2 weeks. Then you got to get on a payment plan to pay the rest of it?
Yeah.
Screw that. I'd stop filing.
No.
I hear the Constitution says you don't have to.
Constitution on your side on this one. And when they raping you in prison?
Yeah.
You can wipe your butt with it. Jeez. You can wipe the prisoner's booze at you. What is it, David? David.
Russ, it's David again.
Okay, good.
You thought I was nuts a while ago, and all the assumptions you guys made were incorrect.
Not now. Yeah. No, I don't think you're nuts now. It's been 3 or 4 minutes. I've matured, and I think you're right.
Well, no, actually, I can show you how to stop your W-4 tomorrow.
I just said you're right.
Well, but you're doing it tongue in cheek.
No, I'm not. I believe you.
Well,
you just said the Constitution is there for me. I believe you. Constitution is the foundation of this country.
Yeah, but in order to be able to exercise your rights, you have to be able to know how to do that.
David, you're an idiot. You're nothing short of an idiot. You're trying to encourage people not to do what they're supposed to do to support this country. You're an idiot. You're nothing short of an idiot.
How would you know if you haven't even...
I just told you. I know. You're an idiot. Anybody that calls up and says, I don't have to pay taxes and I'm not gonna, is an idiot.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I don't pay taxes on earnings.
I don't care what you pay taxes on. This isn't a pick and choose thing. You're part of your responsibility as a citizen.
Yeah,
Tommy. I'm going to listen to your rigmarole. Sorry if I got too technical.
You did.
The tax code defines income as income from any source derived. So it doesn't matter whether it's wages, whether
you win something, Texas lottery, whatever.
Here, I found a book. PayNoIncomeTax.com. The government doesn't want you to know what's in this book. The Federal Mafia.
Yeah. Bunch of Dagos coming to your house collecting your taxes.
Federal Mafia.
Is that Ronnie Ronnie? We got to start news here.
Making them payments to the IRS.
What is it, Ronnie?
Do what?
What'd you just say?
I said I wanted to warn JD about making the payout,
Why?
Well, I pay $75 a month to the IRS.
You don't even have a job. Why are you paying them anything?
Well, because when I did have a job, I pulled out $30,000 and all, and I thought it was all taken care of in taxes. They hit me back 4 years later. It was $600 kind of a disagreement that turned into $1,800. But I pay $75 a month, and $38 goes towards the principal. The rest is nothing but interest. They rape you going in and out.
I didn't know they charged that much interest.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
I mean, if you got the cash to pay up front, that's the only way to go.
Let me loan you the money. Thank you, Ronnie. God bless you.
You suck, Ronnie. I'll ask these people what my percentage rate I'll be getting.
Let me loan you the money.
Why do you want to do this?
I want to help you. You're a big part of the show. I don't want this to be weighing heavily on your mind. There's no reason for you to get up every day and have this preying on you.
I'll sell the boat first.
No, don't sell the boat. Keep the boat. Enjoy your life. Enjoy the lifestyle. Yes. You've worked hard to get it. You've achieved the success. Bask in it. Let me loan you the money.
No, that's all right. I'll go to the bank. I'll just pay them out. Let me see how much it's going to cost.
You don't want to pay them out
over 9 months.
You don't want to pay them out.
It'll actually only be July, and hopefully we'll get a bonus. A bonus check will go to the IRS.
Not all of it.
No.
Let me loan you the money.
Part of it.
Take the money. Take the money. Take it.
No.
I'll write you a check right now.
No. We'll talk about it later.
It's your cheapest way out.
It really is. And I'm not going to charge you interest.
Let me talk to the people that are doing my taxes.
You're part of my family. I want to help you out.
You want to have something over my head you can squash me with?
No.
Yes.
I'm trying to be your friend of over 20 years. Now take that damn money. You should really take the money.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. I just don't like to loan or to borrow money from family or friends. It's not a good policy.
You know you're going to be able to pay me back soon.
It's not a good policy.
Take all the time you need.
Yeah. I'll sell stuff.
All right. You ready to start?
Sure.
We don't got a break, do we? You all right? Okay. Hang on. Let me see what Omar wants. Yes, Omar?
Yeah, I set up a payment plan with the IRS once, and they really hosed me over. They asked me, how much do you want to pay per month, and I gave them a number, and they said, okay, fine.
I guess none didn't float.
I didn't pay attention to the balance for about 6 months, and then when I did, I realized it was going up or about the same, and then they just said, oh, well, you need to pay more. They just screw you around. They don't care. They just keep you with higher interest rates.
Let me loan you the money.
Let me talk to the...
Omar, if somebody had walked up, one of your family or friends had said, let me loan you the money, or is it lend?
Jump at it.
Lend. Yes, let me lend you the money. You'd have accepted that. Oh,
absolutely. It was a nightmare getting out from under that.
Perfect. Thank you for the call, Omar.
You're welcome.
Sorry.
What is the interest rate? What do they charge you? Does anybody know? The IRS?
50%.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Take the money.
They don't.
It is. It's very usurious.
I'll find out.
But the government can do it because they don't give a rat's ass about the Constitution anyway. No, they don't, because if they paid attention, you wouldn't have to pay. They just looked at that part of the Constitution and went, you ain't got to pay taxes. They went, bah. They didn't. Yes, they did. That's what they did. They look at the Constitution,
yeah, right.
And they see a part right here.
Right.
It says, you ain't got to pay no taxes.
Okay.
Here's what they did.
What did they do?
There. And they just tore that part out.
I see.
That's why the Constitution got a hole in it.
Okay.
See, you always wondered?
Yeah.
The Constitution, they're on display.
I always wondered.
All those holes?
Yeah.
Part says pay taxes. Hold on. Yes, Mr. Trent Home?
They can charge you up to about 18 to 22%.
You're kidding.
No.
Just like a credit card.
Yes. Even higher, actually.
You know why? Because they can. It's government.
Damn.
How do you know? How do you know this?
I know.
Are you getting into tutor?
Hopefully things are getting worked out, but I've been audited.
Really?
Yes.
Seems like I knew this.
Yeah, you did.
You told me about that, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention. How long was the audit?
Well over a year.
They run their fingers around your nipples?
No. No.
A year?
Well, the thing about an audit is once they start with 1 year, then they can go back a year or forward a year. So
how do they go forward?
I
get. Never mind. I thought they were going forward in time. I got you.
Even the IRS can't do that.
It just threw me off for a second. All right. So a whole year, and how many years were you audited?
3.
Damn. Did you end up having to pay?
Actually, no. But it's an unpleasant process.
How much time did you have to spend doing this?
Hours. I mean...
Just hours over a year?
Oh, I mean,
how many? 10 hours?
It probably... No, I mean... I'd say if you amass the time in days, it would have been 20 days over a year.
Damn. What'd you have to spend? Obviously, you had to pay a tax guy.
A couple thousand.
Damn. Well, luckily, that's probably deductible.
I didn't even ask.
I'm sure it is. Tax preparation's deductible.
Sure.
Yeah. There you go. Congratulations. Do we want to talk? Do you want to talk to the guy that wrote the book about you ain't got to pay taxes?
No.
Maybe there's a new venture for you.
No.
New venue in your life.
I'd just rather be on the up and up with the IRS, get this over with. Clearly, I'm going to have to pay. So.
Yeah. You don't have to pay taxes. Tell that to the guy at the tow truck when they're hauling off your Ranchero. I have to pay taxes. Yeah, okay. Fine.
They would. They'd come get my boat. It's all I own.
What else does he own?
As far as real property.
You have furniture?
Can they take furniture?
I think it's stuff out of your house, really?
Everything you own.
Except the house.
Put a lien on your house.
Can they really?
Absolutely.
Ain't they read the Constitution? I forgot they tore that part out.
I think they come to your workplace first, don't they, and garnish?
You don't... Oh. Yeah, they can garnish your wages.
They have a number of tools at their disposal. However illegal they may be.
Yeah. Yeah, Todd.
Hey, I got into a little bit of a tax problem a little over a decade ago. I was overemployed before I lost my job. I ran up a $9,000 tax bill. Went on their famous payment plan.
Wait a minute.
Took me 11 years to
what does
pay
overemployed
off.
mean?
He was making too much money, and then he got cut off from his job, and then he owed a bunch of taxes and couldn't pay it, if I understand him correctly.
Yes. On their payment plan...
How can you be making too much money?
Well, he was making a lot of money thinking, oh, gee, I'll catch up to the tax man later, and then he lost his job, wasn't still bringing in the same amount of money, but still had the tax bill outstanding, if I remember.
Well, what it was I was offered a significant amount of money per hour to go to work for this company and come to find out, well, actually, I knew I tried to dodge it, but they put me down as a contractor, so they didn't take any taxes out.
All right, I'm with you now.
It took me a little over a decade to pay it off on the payment plan. Between the penalties as well as the interest, they were hitting me for 28%.
Wow.
It took me a little over 11 years to pay off a $9,000 bill originally.
John, take the money.
I need to...
Let me loan you the money. Let me lend you the money. I'll lend it to you. Take the money. I'll make you a loan.
I'll look into it.
Take the money.
Okay. I'll take the money.
Thank you, Todd.
I'll say that and he'll go, I'm giving you no money.
I'm giving you the money. I want you to have it.
No, he'll give you the money.
Have Marty go over it.
Okay.
Make sure that, just that it's accurate.
Yeah.
And if you really owe $7,000, I'll lend you the money.
You just wanted to have it over my head, don't you?
I don't want anything.
I'll hear about this for the next 20 years.
You've been a close friend.
I kept you out of prison.
Forget about that one. Yeah.
Is it worth just handing you a hammer? I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about it. I don't like to borrow money.
I tell you what. Here's a way just to see if it's worth borrowing the money.
Okay.
Go home. Mm-hmm. Get a nanner.
Okay.
Stick it in your tutor every day. And then go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Get used to that. because that's what it's going to be like in prison.
I'm not going to prison.
You have to squeeze somebody out just so you go to the bathroom.
I'm willing to pay them. I just got to figure out how much that's going to cost me over 6 months. Because that's about
There's always an annex beside.
$800 a month, I guess. Something like that. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Shut up, take the money. All right, can we still do news, Eddie?
Yes.
All right. 3:37. J.D. Ryan's on the thing.
Live 105.3. Thank you, Russ. And the World News is brought to us by World Supercross. It is Wednesday, April the 2nd. 13 days until you don't have to pay your taxes. 2003, Buddy Epson turns 95 today. The Beverly Hillbillies. Marvin Gaye would have been 64. Jack Webb would have been 83.
Damn.
Probably heard the news about 19-year-old Army Private Jessica Lynch. She's the All-American girl from West Virginia who joined the Army just because there were no jobs where she was. She was part of the crew of the 507th Maintenance Company that got lost basically and taken prisoner in Iraq. She was feared dead. She has been rescued. Jessica Lynch is alive and well. Army hasn't given many details on the rescue operation. It was successful. Unfortunately, some of the other rescuers weren't so lucky. Apparently on Sunday, Pentagon officials acknowledged that an earlier rescue operation for the 507th was conducted the day they were ambushed, but 9 Marines died in that attempt and 8 others are still missing.
Mark Davis was twisted off about something today. I was listening to him while I was in my weight room, lifting my 20 pounds. If you do enough, I'm just going for tone.
That's what I do.
And if I understood it right, there was some senator throwing out, congratulations and we're glad this happened. Did you hear about this?
I didn't.
Mark Davis is all over him because I don't even know what it is. But I've never heard him really pissed off like that before. Even his golden tones were a tad slurred. See, Brainiac, get Mark Davis on the phone. I might want to talk to him.
Okay. What was the gist of what he was twisted about?
He just said the senator had been bad-mouthing somebody in the war for a certain amount of time, and all of a sudden he's got all these accolades for this chick. Is that the right way?
Yes. Very nice.
Well, I said accolades so much. Now I'm thrown off.
Accolades doesn't even sound right anymore.
No. You know what? I'm going to banish that from my vocabulary. It's now accolades.
All right.
I'm going with Emmett.
All right.
Go ahead.
The battle for Baghdad appears to be just days away, and from the sound of all the reports, urban warfare will be truly hell. Here's the problem. When you're fighting in the streets, you can't use helicopters, you can't use tanks, and superior firepower won't help. This is according to Brigadier General James Meade, who led the U.S. Marines in the streets of Beirut in 1983. He says when you're being fired at from above, like in tall buildings, it's much harder to trace where the enemy fire is coming from. Civilians and soldiers are harder to tell apart when you're close to them. Soldiers wearing night vision goggles can be blinded by quick bursts of light, and the casualty rate from friendly fire are 3 times higher during urban combat than they are outside the city.
Ain't nothing like getting shot at by young buddies.
Eddie says he doesn't think we're actually going to go into Baghdad. We're just going to squeeze them into a circle.
We've already crossed that red line, though, haven't we?
Crossed the red line, yeah, but we're not in the city.
Just on one side, there's certain different places. They're not quite as far as that one place. They just kind of wanted to poke in and see what happens and then back off a little bit.
Oh, stick your toe in the water just to see.
Mm-hmm.
But they're keeping basically all the escape routes from Baghdad because they think once they get everybody in position and the squeeze is on, regular people will leave. So anybody that's not hardcore Saddam people will leave, and that'll make it a lot easier if they actually have to go into Baghdad. But they'll take a week of just keeping them from having water and electricity and things like that. Basically, you would with hostages, to where they just start going, okay, we're leaving.
Now, when the regular people try to leave, don't they kill them?
They have been, but I think at that point, it draws them out into the open, so I don't know that's how they're doing it in Basra right now is they set snipers up and they go, when they start walking across the street and the guy starts shooting at them, tell us where he's at and the helicopter's going to blow him up. So that's been pretty effective down there.
Good. It'd be great to let all the regular people out of there and just...
Yeah, get all the civilians and everybody else. Yeah, it's too bad you couldn't just ship them out and then just go and level the place. Go ahead.
Okay. U.S. military said this week that Fox News Channel correspondent Geraldo Rivera was being expelled from Iraq for divulging details of a future military operation, though later in the day, a Central Command spokesman said he was not sure whether the newsman would be forced out. John Stack, the vice president of news gathering for Fox News Channel, said Rivera has not been told to leave and that nobody from the U.S. military had contacted the network to say Rivera had to get out of the country. So
is he in or out?
He's still in.
He's not out.
As of today, he's still in.
I thought our government said he's getting the hell out. There was even some commander who wanted to remain anonymous. I don't know who it was, but he said he's on his way out. He just don't know it yet.
No, maybe he just doesn't know it yet, because that's what this says. Nobody's contacted Fox News and told us to get him out.
I heard last night they were backpedaling somewhat from that position.
Fox News or the government?
Well, apparently the government, because initially I'd heard that he was going to be kicked out, and then I heard that he's not going to be kicked out. That's what CNN was saying last night.
Things like this make me laugh. We have the war in Iraq going on.
Yes.
Probably one of the most important wars, at least of our lifetime.
Certainly.
And people are calling about stuff like this. What is it, Steve?
Yeah, I was just wondering if you heard any more new news on your bar.
Not yet, but we're looking into it. I thought we were going to go look Saturday. You never called.
You never came by. You were supposed to come by at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Was I?
Yes. I waited. Second time you stood me up.
I thought we just said 10 o'clock Saturday. Did I say I was coming by?
Yeah. Because it was by my house, and you went into that whole tirade about how it's close to my house.
That's right. You're right. I forgot. I expected a phone call. I forgot.
That's okay. We'll do it another time. It's a hot topic. I've had several police down at the courthouse go, man, you guys are going to open this bar. We're really behind it. We really want to see you guys open this bar. We think it'll be big. And
did you give cops and firefighters a discount?
I was just about to throw that out.
Oh.
Come in with a badge.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Come in with a badge. You cut them a discount. Maybe a happy hour for cops.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Cops and firemen, EMT workers, stuff like that. 5 to 7. Free booze.
In fact, when we go look at the place, I had one officer approach me, and he said he wants that there are about a dozen officers that work in his sector that want to come hang out and meet with us. And
really?
Yeah, when we go look at the place.
Well, let's pick a time and hold me to it. You want to go Saturday?
Let's go Saturday.
All right, hang on. Let me think what I got planned Saturday. One moment, please.
Okay.
All right. Maid comes at 8. Meeting a guy to cut my trees at 9 because my insurance company called again. Somebody drove back by, ratted me out. They heard that I was going to send somebody from the insurance company, not the actual agent,
right?
But from farmers, heard that I was going to take a picture of the house, digitally erase the trees so it looks like I had them trimmed.
Jesus.
So they went back and re-inspected my house.
We can't.
This show is really pissing me off. Because I got a notice that, hey, trim these trees or we're going to cancel your insurance. Well, I hadn't had time to do it. And plus, farmers came and went in Texas during that interim, so I just figured they forgot. So when they came back, they went, hey, by the way, this still applies.
Right.
So, got another notice. Trim the trees. Your policy runs out in May.
Jeez. All right. So that's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, 9 o'clock. 8 o'clock maids come. 9 o'clock, they come out and look at the trees. Noon on Saturday.
Noon should be fine.
I got to be back at 1 o'clock to let the maid out.
How about 11?
Otherwise, she tinkles.
How about 11 o'clock?
11 o'clock is fine.
Okay.
11 o'clock Saturday, I'll drive to your house, then we'll drive to the bar in Lower Greenville.
Perfect.
Done.
Excellent. See you at 11.
And you'll call me Saturday and remind me.
If you like.
I'd appreciate that. Okay. All right, back to War Talk.
Okay. Here we go. Police in San Francisco, a city long known for its politics of dissent, have now been barred from wearing the U.S. flag and bandanas or patriotic clothing while on duty. City's police force, which has arrested more anti-war protesters in recent days than anywhere else in America, has detained more than 2,000 demonstrators in the past 2 weeks. Some police members patrolling the demonstrations have worn flag bandanas and other objects displaying the stars and stripes. Acting Police Chief Alex Fagan said he was barring such actions in the future. Here's his quote. Here we are at war. I just don't like it. The point is we have a uniform. Even more troubling to me is that it was the flag. It offended not only the protesters, it offended the pro-war group.
Why would our flag offend anybody? The flag doesn't stand for war.
I'm aware.
We got the flag through conflict.
Mm-hmm. We have a uniform. Even more troubling to me.
That didn't make any sense. Are you sure you're reading that right?
Even more troubling to me was that it is the flag. It offended not only the protesters, it offended the pro-war groups. They were wearing bandanas apparently, or maybe some other type of...
Part of that story's missing, or you just not reading it right.
They were wearing flags as bandanas?
They were wearing here. It's
I don't want to hear it anymore. It's getting on my nerves. Do they have the flags on their uniforms? Talk about
if it's on the uniform, fine. If it's extra, you can't wear it. something you're adding to the uniform. You can't wear it. I don't know if they have them on the shoulder.
Or is he saying the shoulder? Because most police departments, someplace on the uniform, have the U.S. flag. Was that the flag that they're being irritated by?
It says it was bandanas and any other flags that you're adding to the uniform. So the question is, I don't know whether they have them on the regular uniform or not.
Maybe it's the utilization of the flag as a bandana. You know, I don't
who
care,
knows?
but I'm just trying to speculate.
It's idiotic.
I agree. I mean, if you're trying to show patriotism, I don't think it really makes much difference.
San Francisco, it's a bunch of nuts, and they've already arrested 2,000 demonstrators, and they don't want us. Basically, the cops go in there and stir things up more by, waving.
Demonstrators shouldn't be there to begin with. The cops should be out watching the streets,
right?
Instead of having to jack with a bunch of things.
Very nice.
His comment, it offended pro-war groups.
I didn't offend anybody. He's just mouthing.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Once again, discussion is war. Mm-hmm. One of the most important topics of our lifetime. Serious. Yes, Jonathan?
I remember a couple months ago you were talking about you can't stop sweating underneath your armpits.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever find deodorant for that?
No, I didn't. Thank you.
This is the most bizarre experience of my life, this radio show. And you can't explain it. When I go out and visit my family, what do y'all talk about? I can't tell you. I could, but you'd think I was lying.
Yeah. You do what sometimes? Sometimes we shut off the mics and we talk to ourselves in the studio. Well, there's music or something playing when you guys are talking to yourselves.
No.
So what do the people hear?
Nothing. And our boss told us to clean up the parking lot one day. He turned off the mics, went outside and did it.
I think we left the mics on, but we went anyway.
That's right.
Yeah.
Number one show.
Yeah, number one.
Go ahead.
A disgruntled California man has demanded the mayor of Burlingame remove the many yellow ribbons displayed on the major retail stores throughout the area to apologize to any person who may have been offended by his illegal action. Basically, this guy wants the mayor to stop letting people put up yellow ribbons. Mayor Mike Coffey had decided the city would not enforce an ordinance against private display on public property.
Why did the ribbons bother him?
They say they're offensive. They're offensive ribbons.
They're yellow, right?
Yes.
They don't say anything?
Mm-mm.
They just tie this stuff.
Correct.
And he's offended?
Yes. Now, nearly every tree lamppost has a yellow ribbon. Seth Yatkovitz, a resident of Palo Alto, wants the city to take them down, calling them offensive ribbons. Coffey, who's the mayor, couldn't imagine anyone complaining about the town's residents showing support for U.S. troops in Iraq. Basically, there is a law saying you can't put up displays. And the mayor went,
What city is this?
Burlingame, California.
What's this guy's name?
This guy's name is Seth Yatkovitz. Yatovitz.
I'm sure he's in the phone book.
Probably. He's a resident of Palo Alto, by the way.
Oh, is he?
According to that.
Seth Yatkovitz. Resident of Palo Alto. So he's bitching about something in a city he doesn't even live in.
Apparently.
What do you want, Brainiac? You come in, you walk around, you standing there, you gotta go out? Why can't you scratch at the door like normal people? What thing?
Buzz the two-way.
I didn't buzz anything. I don't even think I have mine on. Let me do a quick test. One moment. Yes, unless you hear that, it ain't me.
I heard that.
Well, I didn't do it.
Okay.
Let's change channels.
What channel?
Go to channel 5.
Okay.
Got it? Here, take this while you're in here and look up this Yatkovitz guy. See if you can find him in Palo Alto.
Okay.
Call him, find out what his problem is. Go ahead.
A lot of folks boycotting French products, so that's fine. Just remember, French's mustard is not French. In fact, the only thing French about it is its name. It was invented by an American and now owned by a British company. It's called French's because the creator was Robert French. Still, though, there have been footage on CNN of pro-American restaurants replacing French's mustard with Heinz.
Well, you heard that TV Land pulled off Family Affair.
No. Why?
Butler?
You're kidding.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Okay. I read a report that 30% of the recent poll, 30% of French hope we get beat. Us and the British troops get beat by Iraq.
Oh, they do.
30%. That's not an overwhelming, but it's still 30% want us to lose.
So the country, not only is their country against us, there's 30% that hope we actually get beat in this process.
And then they're complaining that they're not getting money when it comes time to rebuild a rectum.
They don't get no money.
They're not going to get any of the contracts. They're complaining about it. It's not fair. American companies are getting the contracts to rebuild a
Well, of course, we're the ones tearing it down. You didn't help make the mess. You don't get a chance to clean it up.
I saw an interesting news report the other day on CNN about how different countries are having the news of the war reported to them.
Right.
And apparently the focus in other countries has been on the loss of civilians, lots of focus on injured children and things of that nature that would tend, I think, to shift people's opinion more toward the Iraqis than the way the news is being reported to us. I mean, it's just kind of an interesting aside with regard to how people's opinions in different countries are shaped by the news that they're fed.
You see Mark Cuban kick that referee's ass?
Yeah, I had that story in here. I was walking through the living room for just about 5 seconds.
I was getting tired of war talk. Plus, Eddie said we got a break.
Okay. I had that story in here then.
Well, I'll save it for later because we got a break here.
Here's news and information. I'm J.D. Ryan on Live 105.3, the Talk that Rocks Texas.
We'll be back with the Russ Martin Show. We're back to the Russ Martin Show on Live 105.3, the talk that rocks Texas.
That'll be the first thing they take. Take the money. They're going to come get your boat.
They're not going to come get that.
Yes, they will.
I'm trying to pay it. As I'm trying to pay and making an effort.
They don't care?
Yes.
Well, they don't? Take the money. I'll give you the money. I'll lend it to you. Make you a loan.
Okay, let me pay you interest.
No.
I insist.
I resist.
Why would you want to loan me that much money and not, other than the obvious, you could terrorize me?
I'll be lending you money.
I know.
Loan is a noun. Lend is a verb.
Okay. Why would you lend me that much money and not let me pay you interest?
Takes away from the
that's what
the magic of the
magic. You just want to whip me.
I don't want to whip anything.
And remind me every day for the next 10 years.
Nope. Nothing of the sort. Nothing of the like. If I were in a bind, would you help me?
Sure.
All right. What makes you think you're a better person than I am? I'll get you.
God damn. Well, you just have a lot of other investments that I don't have.
Make any difference. Hi, Gail.
Hi.
What do you have for us?
Well, I've got traffic for you. All right, then. And it's brought to you by Valero Energy and Car Toys. In Grand Prairie on northbound 360 from Fountain Parkway to Post and Paddock, the 2 left lanes are closed. It's road work and traffic is slow from Brown Boulevard. In Arlington on northbound 360 at Division, there's a wreck. It's off to the shoulder, but that's why you're backed up to around Abram, which is not a huge backup. Burleson, westbound northeast Alsbury Boulevard at I-35 is closed completely due to a collision. And everything else is just your construction stuff that you're pretty well used to having to live with, that long-term stuff, especially in Fort Worth. And this is also brought to you by the Texas Lottery. People all over are playing and winning Lotto Texas every Wednesday and Saturday. How about you? Somebody's buying a winning ticket right now, and the jackpot is now $9 million. Pick your numbers today. I'm Gail Lightfoot with traffic on Live 105.3, the Talk that Rocks Texas.
Thank you, Gail. All right, slight chance of some isolated thunderstorms tomorrow. Should be 60 for the low tonight, 77 tomorrow, and then maybe some more rain Sunday, but Saturday looks beautiful. We have 77 degrees currently at Live 105.3, the Talk that Rocks Texas.
I just went and checked my box, and I got a package from Best Buy. And they just sent me a movie with an invoice that says, thank you for your order. I didn't order anything. Eddie, do you expect anything?
No. Is the invoice paid, presumably?
It says, thank you for your order. This is not a bill.
Just telling you what you allegedly paid, or perhaps someone on your behalf.
It doesn't even say what it cost. It just...
Have you bought something there recently?
This was from BestBuy.com.
Ooh.
The return address is in Ohio. What they send. Dangerous Beauty. I don't even know the movie.
And you didn't buy anything from Best Buy recently? Maybe that's...
I've never bought anything online.
Oh.
Someone could have bought it on your behalf and said they were you and had it sent here to you for some reason.
Well, they wouldn't have sent it if I hadn't already paid for it, right?
Right.
All right. I just, after somebody's getting my cell phone number and all the identity stuff that JD's had a problem with, if I get anything and I don't know anything about it, it wigs me out.
I'd follow up on that because my sister had something similar and her identity was stolen and she started receiving free stuff like that. Thank you for your order and that type of thing. And it went on for a while and she finally traced it down and it was somebody ordering and they were sending out a bunch of stuff. She was just one of the recipients. I'd go ahead and find out about it just to make sure.
All right, let me see what this says. Policy varies to restore an order, receive credit for music. Ship your return. I guess I could just send it back, but I don't know what the hell's going on here.
I'd call him.
Let's see, I've got a phone number. Merchandise reform, return form. Is this movie any good?
Never heard of it.
Let's see who's in it. 2 thumbs up. Siskel and Ebert.
Must be an old movie.
1998. See if it's got anybody. Because if somebody was going to order me a movie, obviously it would be with somebody obviously I had the hots for. You know, like a Cameron Diaz movie or something like that. Who's in this? Catherine McCormick, Rufus Sewell, Oliver Platt. Oh, it's Oliver Platt.
Oh, there you go.
Somebody Kelly with Fred Ward, Jacqueline Bissett. Music by George Fenton. I don't know what the hell that is. Yeah, I guess I should find out. I just hate having to follow up all this crap, especially after watching JD. I don't know that I would have had the patience to fax these letters from the police department to all these places where somebody stole your checks and wrote them.
I don't know if I told you this on the air. I got one about 3 weeks ago. Remember, this happened last summer. I got it from a lawyer. I called the lawyer's office and I went, can you tell me where this check has been for 9 months or more? She goes, well, our office just got it in January. Okay, let me ask the question again. Why has it been in your office for 3 months? I don't know.
And what did they want?
They want me to send all the paperwork that I still had, the police report, the postmaster's report, the letter from my apartment.
Who were they representing?
It was just some collection agency. At this point, this is a check I never knew was out there and had already gone to collections. They never called me. It's got my address on it.
Well, who were they collecting for?
Dillard's. $300 and blank at Dillard's. Freaky.
You're not out of the woods yet.
Oh no, all of them have not shown up. I think they get to a point where once you've reported them stolen, it took me 4 months to get the bank just to say they were reported, they were stolen. And then they started marking stolen on them, and that's when I think by then they were on all the systems, and they had to stop writing checks, or they may have gotten caught, who knows.
These are 2 gay black guys?
That's one report that we had. There were 2 gay black guys that bought dresses for themselves at a dress store in Sherman.
How appropriate. How ironic.
Yes.
The black community getting back at you. Not just the black community, the homos.
I haven't done anything to either community.
Why does that seem weird that gay blacks?
Well, just the mental image of black transvestites running around using JD's checks.
No, I mean, you never really think of black people being gay. Just white people.
Really?
I don't know why. Maybe because I stay away from the gay black porn sites. I just hit the white one.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah. Sorry. What's the name of your tax person, JD?
One of them is Macy.
Do you want to talk to? Is that a he or a her?
That's a she.
You want to talk to her?
Yeah,
she's on the phone.
Oh, yeah, she does listen. I know that.
Yeah. Is she pretty?
Mm-hmm.
I'll turn the mics off. Oh, that's how she's keeping her job.
No.
If you marry the owner, you got a pretty good shot at keeping your gig.
Stop it. Owner's
Which is why I'm announcing tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm changing my name to Mr. Russ Siebert.
Very nice.
Yes, Macy.
I'm not married to the owner. I'm married to the owner's son.
Same thing.
And I worked here before the owner's son did, so.
Whatever.
JD?
Yes?
It would be in your very best interest to take the loan from Russ.
See? What is the percentage rate the IRS charges?
Well, it's different. But you're gonna accrue interest and penalties, both.
Man, that hurts already. That just scares me when she says it. I don't even owe nothing.
Yeah.
And even if I owed it, I wouldn't pay it.
But, if you had mileage, like we just talked about the other day, you could do a Schedule A and talk like Russ, do what Russ was talking about this morning, earlier, of itemizing your deductions.
Yes.
And taking, what you paid us last year.
Would that little bit of mileage make any difference? Also, does child support work in there?
No, child support's not tax deductible.
Why not? It's part of a dependent.
Only alimony. Child support. You're going to have to raise your child, rather if you, if you were married or unmarried or whatever. Whether if you pay taxes or you don't pay taxes, you're going to have to, spend money on your child.
Well, I know, but a child would be a dependent.
Then you would get a dependent exemption for him.
All right. And did you show a dependent?
No, not right now, because my older son is already in college. He's 18, gone, and the other one lives with mom, so I don't have a dependent.
But you pay her child support.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't that be considered a dependent?
I don't know, Macy. Why is that not a dependent if I'm paying child support?
Am I missing something?
Because she provides for the child. Do you pay his college tuition?
No.
If you paid his child tuition, then yes, you could use that.
That's the older one. I don't pay his child tuition, and the younger one lives with mom, and I pay child support to her.
What am I missing? That's support. That's a dependent.
But the wife, or excuse me, the ex-wife, the mother keeps the child.
Yeah,
more
but
than
she's
50% of the year.
She's able to keep him with part of the money that JD provides.
Not the way it works.
Well, it should. It sounds this thing's made up by madman.
50% of the year. No, 50% of the year she has it.
Good God, this is preposterous.
Steve said that interest is 14% per day.
Per day.
Per day. Plus
per day.
Penalties.
Per day?
Yep. By the end of the week, you'll owe $8 million.
Now, they don't accrue it per day.
Yes, they do. Compounded minutely.
Oh, no. He wrote down wrong. It's APR. It's not per day. I'm sorry.
Oh, my mistake. Annual APR.
My mistake.
14%. That's okay. Okay.
That doesn't include penalties.
Yeah.
That doesn't include penalties.
And penalties get clumped in with the percentage that you owe.
Write me the check.
I'd take the money if I were you.
No, you can do that, or you can do what we talked about the other day, where you do
puffing the boss.
You do an extension, but you're still going to accrue interest.
Take the money.
We'll talk about it. All right. Thank you, Macy.
Thanks, Macy.
Not a problem. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
She don't sound Jewish. You need to get you a Jewish guy.
They're really good people. Dover turned me onto them.
Is he Jewish?
No. Benjamin Dover, no.
You need to get you a Jew guy.
Okay.
That's what I got. Marty's good.
I'll have Marty look at it. I'm the people at Slick Tax did a great job.
Marty's good. He wears the necklaces and everything.
Right.
Celebrates Hanukkah.
Oh, okay. And that makes him a better tax preparer?
Nags me all the time.
Okay. Okay.
Biggest nagger Jew guy I've ever met.
All right. I'll have him look. Just to compare. You're right. Second opinion. I'm sure.
Calls me up on the phone and goes, "Hey, man."
I'm sure Macy
Get
will.
it?
Yes. Get it.
All right. Macy what?
She won't be offended if somebody else looks at it.
No, in fact, it'll make them feel better. Because when you go back and go, you were absolutely right. I do owe $7,000. You guys are the best. Because I've been, I got a second opinion from Marty.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yes.
He lives close to me.
Okay.
Give me the stuff. I'll drop it by his house.
Okay.
I have to do it in the middle of the night. Otherwise, he'll want to talk to me.
So you're going to leave my personal information on somebody's doorstep?
He's got a little night drop.
Okay. I'll be glad to bring it in tomorrow.
Can't tell you how joyed I am every time I call his house and I get the answering machine. And I talk really fast so he can't pick up. Marty, I'm sending over my taxes. Marty, click.
Russ,
click. I think I even said that one time before I hung up. He goes, "Hey, you there?" I went, click. He bought it. You hear him going, "Damn, he hung up."
He's a great guy. He came out to one of my appearances one time, but you're right. He likes to do it.
He's a little chatterbox, but he's good. He knows his stuff. Yes, Carl?
Hey, I got me a question for you.
All right.
Got me scratching my head on this one.
Okay.
I mean, what's it like to be so cool that you are turning down Playboy chicks that want to come and hang out with you? I mean, most guys will drive halfway across the country to get a girl from Playboy, and here you are turning her down?
I didn't turn her down. I just said I wasn't going to drive all the way to Arlington.
Oh, well, that's a short place. That's a short drive for, a good time.
Plus, it was 11 o'clock at night.
Closer than Hollywood or New York or Chicago or something.
He's got a point. People would drive halfway across the country to get a date with a Playboy model.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the other thing. If you'll notice, Denise showed an interest when I acted disinterested.
Sure.
Now, if I started driving around and meeting her every place.
Yeah, she'd be like every other guy.
Right. If we're going to get together, her and her little hot Misty friend, they're going to have to come to me. That's the way that you maintain your areola of mysteriousness.
Yeah, you need to bottle that up and sell it if you can get that. The ability to get chicks like that to come to you, that's something that's sellable.
It doesn't always work.
But you don't care when it doesn't, is the point.
No, I really don't.
You've done porn stars, you've had beautiful women, you've done a lot of the things you've ever wanted to do.
And I'll be the first to admit, I don't deserve it. That's the thing that pisses off normal guys. I don't deserve it. Everything that I have absolutely no reason to have it. I am the epitome of anomalies.
It's not true.
Yes, I am.
That is not true.
Yes, it is. Thanks, Carl.
No. That is not true.
It absolutely is. It is amazing. I've got to where I am having little to no talent whatsoever. I can't sing. I can't dance.
You entertain.
I can lie.
Mm-hmm. You entertain. You can act. You can entertain. You're very creative. Very fluent. What keeps this thing going?
Shut up, Everett. I don't need any help from you. So I left an R out of a word last week.
You still clinging to that?
What word was that?
I don't recall.
See?
I'm not worried about it. I'm sure you remember.
I don't either. So many letters in the alphabet.
Hard to keep them all straight.
All right, so last email that I got from Denise Luna,
yes.
Playboy Playmate. Or, is she Playmate or she was just featured?
Featured.
Because she was a bull rider.
Model, yes.
That was her big thing.
Right.
Oh, man.
So what'd you do? I missed out.
She came in, was it last week? Week before?
Yes.
Whatever. A friend of Denise's contacted JD, said she wants to be on the show because she was on Married by America on Fox.
Okay.
Got hosed. I guess the premise of the show is everybody dates and there's an elimination process and you do it over the internet. I don't know. I didn't even pay attention. She got screwed around. They approached her on television, actually during a shoot, and went, hey, you're supposed to be single to be on this show. She goes, I am. They go, what is this? It was a marriage certificate.
Okay.
She thought she'd been had a marriage annulled like 10 years before. Anyway, so they kicked her off.
I see.
And she felt like she got screwed around. She wanted to come on the show, set it straight. So she came in. Piece of ass.
She lives here. Yeah, she works over at Cowboys.
She's a boat girl.
Beer tub. Whatever.
What does that mean?
She sits
What's
in
a beer tub girl?
She sits in a tub full of beer.
No.
I go to see that.
It's the girl.
And you know what?
What?
I drink out of it.
Yeah.
If Cowboys isn't doing that, they're missing out on a lot. You get a great big tub.
Yeah.
You let her marinate in that, and then just have people come up and stick their head in it and suck it down. Just have a hot chick in the middle of a tub with beer in it, and you have 50 guys around with straws.
Yeah.
Sucking at the same time.
That would redefine beer tub girl.
I open the... Where's my bar? I'm having real, honest-to-God beer tub girls. There's no law against that, right?
Not that I'm aware of.
Just a big vat of beer and a chick sitting in it.
If it's cold beer, she's not going to sit in there very long. She's going to freeze.
How long do you think the beer's going to last?
He is number one.
And plus, I'll bet that beer can be room temperature and guys would still suck it out. I'd stick my head in there.
Yeah, it's a great idea. It's girls that sit in front of those big tubs full of beer.
I see. Okay.
But in my bar, she's going to sit in there.
Okay.
I'll clean up 3 weeks out of the month.
Mm-hmm. Oh, gross. Jesus.
I didn't get that right away.
Yeah, but now.
I got a handle on it now.
Yeah. And according to JD and Everett, she could sit in there that 4th week.
Yes, she could.
Absolutely.
Just throw in some vodka.
That's it. Stop. That's enough. Here's the line.
Okay. You're right. I am a genius.
You are. I told you.
I'm just a business genius. Anyway, so, she's a beer tub chick at Cowboys. So and she has, I guess, a normal job during the day, and she goes out 1 or 2 nights a week.
Those bikini contests, and she's hot. She works out all the time.
So she came in and dug you, presumably? And...
Not really. She brought her friend, and I think I paid more attention to her friend.
Ah, good move.
So now she wants to get together, all of us.
I see. But it's at the behest of the hot Playboy chick.
To my knowledge.
One of them's interested, though.
Yes, and they're both very attractive. So, anyway, it's Friday night.
Friday night?
Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be Thursday, but I can't make it.
Okay.
I have plans Thursday.
Okay. What are you doing?
Stuff.
Okay.
So Friday night, yes?
Friday night's great.
Can you go?
I can. Well, yes, I can make Thursday anyway. I'm working out.
Okay.
Friday night I can go.
Do you need to check with Joy?
No.
You going to tell her? Obviously she knows.
I'm not gonna, yeah, she's listening. I won't stay out all night, but I'll drop by for a few cocktails.
Mm-hmm. And what time will you have to be in? Just so I know. So I can tell the girls.
I don't have to be in Friday night and Saturday night, the 2 nights we spend together.
Okay.
So I'd like to spend some time with Joy also.
So how's this conversation going to go? You're going to say, Joy, Russ and I are going to go out with a couple of chicks.
Listening. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, I guarantee you're going to have a conversation with her about it. You're not going to instigate it, but you're going to have dialogue. Oh, yes. Yes.
Well, couples talk about everything they do. What's wrong with that?
Couples that are going to get married.
Why do you do this?
Why are you going to counseling if you ain't going to get married?
What are you doing?
Why are you going to get counseling? It's like getting a car fixed.
We have a relationship.
Why are you going to get a car fixed? You ain't going to keep it.
We have a relationship.
Why are you going to get a car fixed? You ain't going to keep it.
I don't know about marriage or anything else. All I know
Why are you
is...
going to get a car fixed? You ain't going to keep it. Try and fix a car? You trying to fix a car?
What?
Something wrong with the car?
While I'm driving it.
Yeah. Trying to fix it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Why are you doing it if you ain't going to get married? Normally, when couples go to counseling, it shows that they're working on the future. You gonna get married?
I don't know.
Why don't you just ask her to marry you?
Because
you're married.
We are happy with the current situation.
No, you're not. If you were happy with the current situation, you wouldn't be going to counseling.
That's not what the problem is.
Yes, it is. I guarantee you that's part of the problem. That's the part of the problem because she's she's insecure, and the fact that you won't commit to her adds to that insecurity. Give me $150. You've got some of the best counseling this week.
I know.
Am I right?
Absolutely.
You'll love this, Everett. You weren't here. The counselor he's going to, that he's paying $100 a quarter? $100 an hour, told he and Joy to leave town, go someplace, and do these exercises. Because obviously, if you leave town, the problems that you have, they don't travel with you.
Of course not.
They screen them at the airport.
No. Yes. No, there are some exercises to teach us how to argue fairly.
Mm-hmm.
And
one of them is pulling a punch.
He didn't necessarily.
But she's not as big.
Of course.
So you have to pull a punch.
You can take her.
Didn't necessarily, that's wrong. Didn't necessarily say leave town, just say get on neutral ground. That way, she's not in my house and I'm not in her house.
Do you have arguments in your house?
Yes.
Have you had arguments in her house?
Yes.
You have to go to the places where the problems creep up.
No. You don't.
Yes.
To work on this, he wants us to be in a neutral area. He said go to a hotel, go to a park.
You know what? If you get something accomplished in a hotel, there's no magic there. There's no trick to that.
It's just practice.
You have to do it. You have to do it where the problems happen.
Well, the conflict will be easier if we're not in my house. We don't like that, get out. That kind of thing.
Well, let me ask you this.
First of all, that's a valid response. And there's certainly nothing wrong with it.
I mean, I got to stay here. It's my place. I can't leave. You can.
Well, I think the point is that doesn't resolve anything.
No.
Yes, it does. You don't always have to resolve anything right then and there. Things aren't working out right now. I'm heated. You're heated. Why don't you leave? We'll discuss it another time. Leave my home.
Yeah, but if there's an overarching problem, simply having her leave doesn't solve the bigger problem.
Yeah, but if you're both of you screaming at each other, continuing to scream at each other is not going to get anything done. Oh, it's fun, and I enjoy it, and it's a rush,
right?
But it doesn't get anything accomplished. If you're really trying to make the relationship work, that don't work. If you're just trying to get a boner, that works.
No.
So let me ask you this. If you propose to her,
yes,
would you still be going to counseling?
Yeah, we still have other issues that are alcohol-driven and just problems, issues, obviously. We don't fight about my house, her house.
How are we doing, Eddie?
In close.
So you're going to go out of town.
I was just going to coordinate it with the trip to Mexico that we're not taking now anyway. So.
Yes, Jody.
I had a question for JD.
Yes, sir.
It just seems like a lot of times you can't say certain stuff, JD, because your girl's always listening.
Mm-hmm.
Why doesn't, whenever Russ starts picking on her, why didn't she ever call in and defend herself if she's always listening?
See? And I've offered.
I'm kind of curious.
I've offered to let her come in, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yes, you did, actually.
Mm-hmm. Because she doesn't want to be on the radio. Because she knows you can't win that battle with Russ.
I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to get into the middle of it. I'm just going to ask questions. I'm going to be the mediator. I will mediate.
She works during the day.
Well, thanks. Good luck, JD.
Thanks. She can't do that at work.
I can straighten this out in 20 minutes. I'll even pay you.
What do you think the problem is?
First of all, alcohol's a problem. Second of all, she can't differentiate reality and the show. There's another one. Mm-hmm. And she can't split those two apart because of her insecurity. Mm-hmm. And her insecurity is further fueled by the fact that you won't commit to the relationship. Give me $150.
I'll kick in $75.
Okay. I need 7,000.
And by the way, this isn't all genius material coming out of my head. Obviously, I've gone through this, and it's common sense. Common sense should dictate. Give me $150.
Okay. Hey.
Bring her up.
We've been on me for 2 days. Can we get off me, please?
No, this is too easy.
Well, and I wasn't here yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Everett didn't get a handle on it in that case. Take advice from Everett. Everett's in a really good relationship now. Everett's good at picking chicks.
Yeah.
Waiting for the punchline.
Ain't no punchline. All right, he's doing good with this one.
Yeah.
Okay. How long you guys been together?
About 10 months, I guess.
Any arguments?
Well, sure, we have the occasional disagreement, but it's all stuff that we work out in a pretty good way. I've got to say, everything's going along pretty smoothly.
You ever holler? You don't seem like a screamer.
No, I'm pretty laid back. And we both try to keep a sense of humor about things, which I think really helps. You know, that keeps you from...
And she lives with you.
Yeah.
So you don't have that one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How long she been living with you?
Oh, a while. A few months. You don't ever come by anymore, so you don't know.
It's great big cans running around your house.
Yeah.
She's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Sticky sweet.
Mm-hmm.
From where? At their feet. Great big cans. That's just one of the things you want every day for a while so you can go sniff her underwear.
Oh, God.
She sit on this part of the couch right here? Yeah.
We'll house it.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you guys want to go out of town, I'll come watch the dogs.
Okay, perfect.
And don't do no laundry.
No. It's all you.
I know what Everett's going to do. Everett's going to put her underwear on, wear it for a couple of days.
I'm already thinking what I'll wear first.
You doing all right, Eddie? Right now? This instant?
Sometime soon.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, Jessica.
Hi, I just wanted to ask Everett a question.
Go ahead.
My boyfriend tapped our phone line at the apartment, and it's in my name. Is there any way, like, any legal ramifications?
Well, it depends. Is he recording conversations between you and another person without your knowledge?
Yes.
Yes, and that's a state jail felony. It's unlawful interception of an oral or wire communication.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's
How did you find out?
We were in a fight, and you mentioned something I said on the phone.
Oh, you stupid bastard.
I know,
never,
right?
not you, him. You never throw anything out that you found out.
Yeah.
So what, okay, so he,
you're cheating on him, obviously.
No, I'm not.
Oh, who cares if he's cheating or not? Just the fact that he got caught. First of all, it was genius, and I should have done this a long time ago with the chicks I was dating, but I never could figure it out. Can you wait to the break? Because I want to hear about the rest of this.
Oh, sure.
Okay, good. Hold it right there. Line 3 says Rich Barrett's back in town. Are they sure?
I'm checking on it right now.
Yeah, do that. Let me ask him really quick. How do you know this, Chad? Chad. What is the people hear when I pick up the phone? I don't know.
Hello.
What are you listening to?
I was listening to you on the phone.
Why didn't you say hello?
I could barely hear you. I'm sorry.
How do you know Rich is back?
I heard him on the ticket today. They were calling him Flake Boy, and that's what Craddock used to call him.
I don't think it's the same guy.
Okay.
All right. I'm sure it's a lovely franchise, but I don't think Rich Barrett started the Flake Boy thing. No. I'm sure everybody has their own. Ticket has their Flake Boy.
Right.
Tucson has, or Phoenix has, Rich. I have Trey. Everybody has their own.
Right.
Mine just happen to look like snowflakes.
Busted.
We'll be back with the Russ Martin Show.
That's called a fart grenade.
Damn. God, it works, too. You farted in a tube?
Yeah, you were out of the room, so I farted in this tube, and I held both hands on it till you got back in.
And then blew it at me.
Yes. Actually, that's a fart dart. If you fart in your hand and you cup it up and then you go stick it in the person's face, that's a fart grenade.
Grenade. Thank you.
The only thing the studio's missing is a chalkboard in color book.
Absolutely. God.
Let's see. What line is that chick on? There she is. Jessica.
Yes.
All right. Let's take this slow because I love stuff like this. All right. What were you guys fighting about? We'll start there.
We always fight. I don't know what the fight was that pushed him over the limit where he decided to record the phone call.
What is it you guys fight about at different times?
Usually it's because he's jealous.
And why is he jealous? What is it you're doing?
I'm honestly not doing anything. It's past relationships he's had that have made him the way he is now. Or that's what he said.
Do you go out a lot without him?
No, I don't. He doesn't like that, and I did when we first started dating.
Right.
But I don't so much anymore.
Good. You should respect his wishes. All right. So you guys are fighting this time, you don't know. And what was it that made him blurt out this thing that he heard on the phone?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the fight you were talking about. Actually, it was him looking at other girls.
Okay.
So I said, hey, do you know her? Go say hi.
Oh, so you guys were out in public having this fight?
No, we came home.
Oh.
I wish.
That sounds like I've heard that line so many times. Why don't you just go say hi to her? Why don't you sit on her lap? Why don't you kiss her?
Yeah, why don't you just go F her?
Yeah.
I was just looking that way. I didn't even see her there. I just was eyeballing the Billy D. Williams malt liquor sign. I didn't even know she was around.
So this is female insecurity that started this whole thing. I've been in this fight. I've been in this fight.
Now, you're the one that said, well, why don't you just go talk to her?
Yes, that particular fight was my fault.
Now, was he eyeballing her hard, or was it a glance?
Oh, she was right next to him, and she was short, so he was obviously looking down at her. I don't know if he was looking at her eyes or at her boobs.
Yes,
so.
probably. Okay. All right, so now you guys are arguing at home, and what was it that he said that he heard?
He said, this is the thing. I told my mom that I had a dream about an ex-boyfriend.
Yeah?
And that's what he threw in my face.
All right, so he throws this out, and then you said, how did you know that?
Yeah.
And he says,
because I'm recording your phone calls. Da-da-da-da-da.
Now, could he possibly just have overheard that?
No, there's no way.
Okay.
He wasn't home. And, okay, it's through the television show. I don't know if you want me to say their name.
I don't care. Go ahead.
Cheaters.
What about it?
They're the ones that were recording my phone calls, and I think that they were following me because that's what they do.
Huh.
And
well, we don't know if that's true.
Right.
I don't know for sure. Actually, I do know because he was a...
No, you don't know anything. You're just throwing out suppositions and accusatory remarks.
He was a security guard for Cheaters.
Well, but they can't use those phone calls.
I know they're not going to use them on the air, but I know that he did
it's
listen
wiretap.
to it.
Yeah, it's illegal to record them in that fashion. If you record the phone conversations of two third parties without their knowledge, that's a felony.
Well, she doesn't know it's tied in with a TV show.
Right. But my point is, whether they're a TV show or not, whether it's going to be aired or not, it's still illegal.
Yeah.
He told me it was.
Well, then he's doing that to be scary. I'm sure the TV show doesn't know anything about it. Am I clear on this?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, good. All right, you can say whatever else you want now. All right, so now he's taping the phone calls.
Yeah.
And he told you that, and then he said, did he say he was going to use the tapes?
No, what is he going to use them for?
Oh, I don't know.
We're not married. And I wasn't doing anything wrong.
Are you guys still together?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I don't know, we're on the same lease.
Hang on a second. All right, stay together.
I know.
This is the one time you should have bought.
How old are you guys?
I'm 21, he's 24.
When did you find out he was taping your phone calls?
Last Saturday.
Last Saturday. And how did that evening end?
I slept on the couch.
How long did you guys argue?
Like an hour.
That's it?
Hey, I give up. I'm like, you know what? I give up.
What are you giving up for? He's taping your phone calls.
I know. Okay, I actually punched him in the chin.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You hit him hard?
No.
Knock him out?
No.
Oh.
It was weak.
So do you guys physically fight a lot?
Actually, that's how he said it. I punched him in the chin. No, he's never put a hand on me. I've never put a hand on him.
So why'd you decide to hit him this time?
He pushed me. He was in my face.
Uh-huh. Were you guys drinking?
Yeah, we were.
Good.
He was in my face.
Isn't it fun to hear other people doing this?
Yeah.
He was in my face, so I got his face out of mine.
And that's when he threw out that he heard...
I hope they got that on... Whatever. I hope they recorded that, too. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? And that's when he...
he's just mouthing off.
No.
Well, but he knew about the one conversation with her mother.
Yeah, he's got that. He's got that one.
Yeah. He didn't have anything else. I wasn't cheating on him. No one else called in. He had nothing else to say. So that's the one thing.
Did he say how long he's been taping these calls?
He said for a week, and that they're not doing it anymore, which I don't believe. So he'll hear all this one way or another.
I don't understand why he's trying to tie a TV show into this. Because they can't do anything with it. It's a waste of time.
I would be very much surprised if a legitimate television show was committing felonies.
Right.
He's probably seen the show and thought that would be good to throw out at you.
No, he was.
She said he's a security guard on the thing.
Yeah.
Which means he has no tie. He's there to keep people out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably just running his mouth about that.
I would let these people with a TV show know that he's throwing that out, and he's implicating them in a felony. Yes?
Yes. They might be interested to know that.
Yes, they'd like to know that.
They owe him money, so.
Well, it just gets worse and worse.
I'm trying to clean it up.
I know you are.
Look, I could give you a lot worse than a lot worse.
So, the question was, I forget, did we ever answer your question?
Yeah, you did. Thank you very much.
Yes. So what are you going to do now?
I don't know.
You're not going to do anything.
What do you think I should do?
You're going to stay with him. If a chick was taping my phone calls, you give me another 18 months and she's out.
Yeah.
3 tennis bracelets later.
That's that right.
No, it's up to you, because if he's doing that, he's doing other things to spy on you.
Yeah, call the DA's office, file charges against him, and then give him my number.
Well, she's got no proof. She doesn't have the tapes. She's going to have the tapes.
Yeah, I don't have any proof that he did it other than what he said.
Well, yeah, it's going to be tough but you don't know what he's left behind in the way of evidence. You don't know what he's doing to go about recording those conversations.
Well, the recorder's got to be in the apartment someplace.
Yeah. No, they played the phone conversation for him.
This is getting weird.
Something's not adding up.
No, they didn't play anything for him. He's got something sitting around the house. It may not even be the fact the phone's tapped. There could just be a recorder sitting in the house catching your side of the conversation.
After he told me that, I thought that they might have a camera in the apartment somewhere, so I tore it up. I looked everywhere when he wasn't home one day.
This guy's just jacking with you. Somebody can't come in and just set up cameras and stuff because just for the simple waste of production time, you can't do it because you can't use any of it. So why do it?
I've seen on the show that they had people...
Those are setups. He knows that.
We don't know that.
Some of them are.
Well, half of it's set up.
Yes.
The person that's making the accusation.
Correct.
But the cameras aren't... I mean, they approach them in public and the camera's out in the open, isn't it? I've never seen the show, so I don't know.
Shows that from the ones I've seen, the camera's always in the open.
Okay. So both people know that the camera's there. The other person's just being confronted with the guy and the camera crew.
From the ones I've seen.
Okay. Now, you can't hide cameras and then use it on TV without you signing a release.
I'm not going to sign anything.
Well, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Do you really want to live like this?
I don't.
How old are you? What'd you say, 21?
21.
Are you pretty?
Yeah.
You deserve much better than that. You know, you deserve somebody twice your age. I could have a 21-year-old kid.
Yes, you could.
Easily.
No, I don't mean it as a child. I mean to bang.
Easily.
Yeah, easily.
And have.
Possibly.
I wish he would call in so he could try to defend himself.
Well, why don't you call him and get him on the phone and see if he can call up here?
I can't get him on the phone right now. He's at work.
Oh. Well,
but
maybe.
I'll call him to call.
Yes, that'll be fun. Let us know what happens.
All right, thank you very much.
Congratulations. Very happy relationship.
I'm staying out of it. I got no fingers to point.
You ever take a chick's phone calls?
Let me think.
Is this actionable ever?
Depends on how long ago it was.
Okay, it's been...
If it happened, it would have been how long ago?
11, 12 years.
Oh, you're fine.
Good. Seriously?
Yeah.
So you can talk about it all he wants?
Absolutely.
What'd you do?
My ex-wife.
Does he want to say that?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Statute of limitations is long since run on that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you take phone calls?
Yeah, just put a recorder on there. And she had a boyfriend.
Oh, she did?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know about this.
Well, that was the guy I walked in on.
So did you know ahead of time? Or I'm sure you figured it out when you saw him banging her.
Suspected at that point, yes. So...
I'm sure you just walk in the room and this guy's poking your wife and you go, you got a boyfriend?
Excuse me, sir.
It's between me and her. You got a boyfriend or not? Hey, I'm doing... I said shut up. This is a family matter.
God. No, that didn't happen.
How long did you tape the calls?
A couple of weeks until I got what I needed.
Right. Did you ever tell her?
Never used them. Never told her. Never had to. Just in case push came to shove.
Well, you couldn't do anything with them, though. You can never... They're not admissible.
Oh.
You can't record two people and they don't know it. You can record you and somebody else as long as you know it's not a wiretap.
Yes, no, that's right.
If both parties were oblivious to the phone recording, therein lies the felony. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, there it is. You sure I'm out of this? That's a bit.
Well, I think so.
A bit.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Just kidding. He's a joke. But as far as any other girlfriend, no.
I shoulda. I had plenty I shoulda.
I got into the voicemail system of a couple.
That one's all right.
Yeah. Didn't use them in court or anything. Just
voicemail is fine because you didn't record the phone call. It just happened.
Yeah, I just listened to it.
Yes, you were a witness. You all right, Eddie?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Rob?
Hey, Russ. You can't legally tap your own phone? Like to spy on your kids or something?
Nope. Not if no.
Not even if it's in your name, huh? Oh, okay.
Two people, if the people talking don't know, if nobody in the party knows that they're being recorded, that's illegal. If one person knows, then it's not illegal.
Okay, so even if it's like your own phone line and someone uses your phone.
Oh, well, if you put it that way, no.
What if it's Tuesday and I'm wearing a hat?
What if both people on the phone are talking to each other?
Escape. You're good.
You can do your kids, though, right?
No.
Really?
No.
Because they don't have rights at a certain age.
No.
All right.
No.
So 2 7-year-olds, I'm taping a phone call, that's still a wiretap.
Yes.
Even though they're my kids.
Yes. No. Nuh-uh. No.
Oh.
Grown men.
What? No. Hey.
Fine. All right. Were we going to do news? Yeah, we're about to, aren't we?
We have to.
Okay. God, I could just think of all the stuff that I could have gotten in the past. All the things. You know what? If it were legal and I had done it, that would have made me feel a lot better about situations where I was wondering what was going on. Is it me? Am I being paranoid?
Right.
If I'm being paranoid, I should shut up. So it's really not that bad of a thing to do. All it is, it's verifying. Yes, I should trust her. Listen to these phone calls. She just talks about how much she loves me. I have no business doing this. I have no business being paranoid. I'll let this go. But if you catch him, then you know it wasn't paranoia. It was being insightful.
Still a felony.
Acute. Perceptive.
Against the law.
Make any difference. At least it verifies that I'm not a nut.
True.
Be the most righteous person in the county jail.
That's what you do when you're peeping through the window. Technically, that's illegal.
No, it's not. The window was open.
You're standing in somebody's flower bed looking in a window. That's, I believe, isn't that against the law ever?
That's plain view.
Yeah, plain view. Of course, you had to mash your face flat up against the screen.
Yeah. Stand on a ladder she stole out of her garage.
She should have closed the blinds.
Yeah. Should have locked up the ladder. That's just called, that's irresponsible.
I see.
What if a kid had got a hold of that ladder? And we'll take this and we'll do news. Yes, Kenneth?
Yes, if you have your kids sign a release that you can record them, is that legal?
Everett?
That hasn't come up. But typically, they're not of the age to consent. So, any sort of release that they would sign.
Wait a minute. If they're at an age where they can't consent and they really don't have any rights, how can they go back and get you in trouble for a wiretap?
I didn't say they don't have any rights. They absolutely have rights.
But if they sign a release, then they know they're being recorded. As a result, it becomes legal.
Well, I don't think that would work for the same reason that a minor can't contractually agree to do something with someone else because they're not deemed to be of sufficient mental age.
All right, what if you tell your kids, hey, you know what? I'm monitoring all your phone calls. Do whatever you want, but I'm listening.
Well, I think I'd have to reread the statute, but I think if it's with their knowledge, it should be fine. Okay. I can't think of a compelling policy.
Well, at that point, one of the party knows that they're being recorded.
Exactly.
Okay. So, yes, as long as they know their phone calls are being taped, then it's okay. Yes?
I think that would probably be correct.
There you go. Welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. See. Look at all the things we've accomplished. Mm-hmm. All right. You ready?
If you like.
448. J.D. Rhymes on the thing.
It's the Live 105.3. Thank you, Russ. Speaking of telephones, brought to us by SBC Communications. U.S. ground forces now engaged in combat with 2 Republican Guard divisions south of Baghdad. U.S. military officials said yesterday that the ground war will soon shift to Baghdad. General Tommy Franks is free, actually, to order troops to advance on the Iraqi capital at the time of his choosing. That means he doesn't even have to consult with President Bush or Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld first. And remember the suicide bomber who killed 4 U.S. Marines on Saturday? Turns out the guy was likely an innocent taxi driver who had been told by Iraqi military officials that his family would be killed if he didn't carry out the mission. Engineers looking through the wreckage believe the explosive in his taxi was controlled remotely. The $34,000 his family was given was likely hush money. Similar situation with a van full of women and children that stormed the checkpoint on Monday. Women and children were put in the van by Iraqi soldiers and told their husbands and fathers would be killed if the driver didn't speed up at the checkpoint. The goal obviously was to have the women and children killed by U.S. Marines, and indeed 7 women and children were killed in that van. By the way, we talked about this earlier. A recent poll of French citizens found that 1/3 of the French people want Iraqis to defeat U.S. and British forces. According to parents, crying babies are just as much of a distraction while driving as talking on the cell phone. Nearly 95% said they'd lost focus because of a tantrum thrown by one of their brats.
Trunk.
Nearly 70%
in the trunk
said it was a bad idea, as bad as talking on the cell phone. And another 8% said their crying children actually had caused an accident.
Trunk.
I dated a girl one time, had her kid in the back seat of a Ford Explorer. Mm-hmm. He went screaming. She turned, rolled the thing over on a clear, sunny day. Just turned, and she pulled the helm to the wheel, turned to the right.
Oh, as she moved her body, she actually turned the vehicle.
She looked
what the hell's wrong with women?
She looked back and she swerved and then rolled the thing over like 6 times. The kid was fine.
I don't blame the kid for that.
No, the kid cried for nothing.
I think the kid was crying beforehand.
Yeah,
all right.
That's what distracted her. And she turned, and as she looked back, the car was veering to the right, so she swerved it to the left, and it rolled. During a doomed marriage, Lisa Marie Presley and Nicolas Cage, there was a rumor that during one of the lovers' quarrels, Lisa Marie threw a $65,000 ring that Cage had given her into the ocean.
Oh, there'd have been 2 splashes that day.
You follow that ring.
Yeah. Obviously, that was an accident. Let me help.
Well, actually, Diane Sawyer interviews Lisa Marie tomorrow night on ABC's Primetime, and Diane asks her about the incident. Lisa Marie's response is, quote, "I was not the one that threw it. It did go in the water." And
did Nicolas Cage throw it?
And it was more than $65,000. So Sawyer asks, okay, so he, meaning Cage, threw it. Lisa Marie said, quote, "I didn't say that. I just said I didn't throw it. I'm the one that said, you better get the GD divers here now. I wasn't going to leave it until they tried."
So he threw it.
She says that's not what she said.
Well, somebody threw it.
Apparently the divers couldn't find it because Nicolas Cage ended up buying her another ring, which Lisa Marie says was actually bigger than the first. And it was more than $65,000 ring.
I don't want this ring. Well, what a coincidence. Man, if a chick throws jewelry, I ain't got nothing else to say.
I've had that happen too. Into a creek.
Really?
Yes.
I'd like to take her to find it.
We never found it. I even went out and got one.
You did not.
I went out and got one of those.
You did not.
For my own sake. Yes, I was going to keep it.
No, you weren't. You're going to give it back to her.
Maybe. Not. Threw it in the creek.
Hold on a second. Yes, Greg.
Hey, I wanted to ask Everett, is it illegal if you listen to your daughters on a cordless phone to a scanner?
Damn.
I think that might still fall within the statute. I would have to reread it to see if that applies, but I think it probably would.
Does she know that you're listening on a scanner?
Well, no.
Okay.
That happened to showing up where she doesn't expect me.
Okay. Well, I would say as a good parent, yeah, you should be doing that. Legally, it's probably not.
Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted to know.
All right.
Wow, we've really hit an issue here. Lots of interest.
I think parents should monitor everything their kids do. I don't care if it's legal or not. Wiretap the phones, put cameras in there, monitor everything. Go through their room, turn stuff over.
I did.
Had parents been all over their kids in Columbine, that shooting might not have happened.
Very much so.
I didn't want to go in his room. He has rights. He didn't have any rights. You go in there and you go through his crap.
Drove my kid nuts when he was living with me. I had cameras around the house.
You ever find anything in his room?
Mm-mm. I'd look occasionally.
You ever found anything?
One time he hid 2 beers in the back of the closet.
No magazines or anything?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Uh-oh. Just because I didn't find it, you mean it was there, I just didn't find it?
No, that ain't what it means.
What?
No Playboys or nothing?
What do you think? No, because he knew I went through the room.
What about Blue Boys?
No, quit it. Speaking of that, Rosie O'Donnell's life partner, Kelly Carpenter, is no longer legally Kelly Carpenter. In a true display of devotion, Kelly has changed her name to Kelly O'Donnell. Kelly told the New York Post that the name change happened around Christmas. It was Rosie's Christmas gift. Oh, stop.
That's
Kelly O'Donnell.
Nasty, don't even start it. And how do they decide who gets the last name?
I don't know. It's because Rosie's more famous,
popular?
Yeah.
And on top.
That should have to be.
Yeah.
I saw a tabloid with Rosie said she's over 300 pounds. Who would want that?
Kelly.
Has anybody seen a picture of her?
Mm-mm.
No.
I'm sure you can find one.
I don't want to see. Makes me sick to think that Rosie O'Donnell has genitals. It does.
I know.
When you see big, fat, ugly people like that, you just pray to God they're smooth down there. Kind of think of them as a eunuch.
Yeah. See 2 really big, fat people like walking in the mall, huge, and wondering how they ever have sex.
They probably have to rock back and forth.
Yeah, I would think. And who gets
on their bellies?
Yeah.
Or do it sideways. Probably have to do it from behind. When you get that big.
Yeah, but when you get that big, the flab falls over the penis.
Well, you pull your flab up.
Ugh. Gross.
Tied up around your neck or something.
Yeah. Having to pull it up to... Oh.
I didn't say it's fun. I don't know how you do it. Get Dan Lewis on the phone.
I'm thinking 2 fat people.
Oh, no, Laura's not
Laura's
fat.
skinny, yeah.
No, Laura's a little piece.
Mm-hmm.
It just always astounded me that Laura would let Dan crawl on top of her. Just that big side of him coming at you. And not with just clothes on either. Naked.
Naked and ready to go.
Yeah. His thing would be up, and he'd probably open his mouth.
Yes.
Ew.
David Letterman now knows how to beat Jay Leno. He needs to either get sick or have Dr. Phil on. Dave's return Monday night following his shingles absence racked up higher ratings than Jay for the first time since February 17th. That's the night Dr. Phil was there. And that show marked the first time that Dave had beaten Jay since Dave came back from heart surgery 3 years ago.
I still don't get that. The fact that there's even they're borderline between the Tonight Show and Letterman. Leno didn't make me laugh at all.
Mm-hmm.
He used to be a lot funnier than he is. Don't you think? I mean, years ago, didn't you think it was funny?
He must have been. They just weren't going to give the Tonight Show to anybody.
Right.
I've seen his monologues before. Standard, cheap sitcom stuff. Not funny. I don't think he's ever said anything that you don't have to laugh at it, but you go, hey, that's insightful. That's witty.
Humorous.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't get it. And the fact that Letterman's getting beat by this guy. There's got to be something we don't know. I don't know. Maybe Letterman's not on as many CBS stations as Leno is. I don't know what his coverage of the country is.
I don't know either.
Something just doesn't make sense. Because I wouldn't put the 2 together. Go ahead.
All right. Well, we all made it.
Eddie says we got a break.
Okay.
Are you done?
Yeah. Close enough. There's news and information. I'm J.D. Ryan on Live 105.3, The Talk That Rocks, Texas.
We'll be back with the Russ Martin Show. Call Russ now at 214-787-1053.
Dan, who's the guy on 6? How does he know how fat people have sex?
He's a hospital worker, and apparently a married couple, both weighing over 600 pounds, came in, and they just couldn't help. They had to ask how they actually were able to impregnate her.
To get that fat, probably she just has to sit in it.
Probably. Can't imagine.
Like blow it on the toilet seat and let her waddle around on it.
Yeah.
Or the obvious turkey baster thing.
Turkey baster, yeah.
Even if you're a big fat guy, 300 pounds, I don't know how the hell you get it up for a big fat chick. Unless you just gave up.
Mm-hmm.
I went, well, this is all I can get. And at least it's a place.
I put on 20 pounds and I don't feel like it's a lot of work moving more weight around.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have sex with you at 20 pounds.
I'm just saying, I can imagine at 300. I
just wonder if you give up and go, this is the best I can get because sheep bite.
I think. Probably do.
Chickens have no decorum.
Mm-hmm.
They'll crap in your pants.
They will.
Oh, like you ain't ever. What do you got?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh. I got a little bit sick, actually.
Go ahead.
Traffic's brought to you by Car Toys and Tylock Eye and Laser Center. In Irving on southbound Loop 12, Walton Walker at 183. There's an accident. You know those mower tractors that mow right on the hill where it kind of slants over sideways? Well, the tractor just fell right over. He's no fun. He fell right over. They've got the 2 right lanes blocked on the freeway. So that's got 183 backed up. It's also got southbound Simmons backed up all the way to 635 LBJ. 183 is backed up to 114, and 114 is getting screwed up, too. Now, southbound Loop 12 at Singleton, some kind of police activity on the Trinity River Bridge is causing some slowdowns. In Grand Prairie, it's crawling along southbound 360 from Riverside down to 30. And in McKinney, there's a crash on 380 at Skyline Drive. Real busy area in Plano, eastbound Park Boulevard at Alma. Only the left lane is open, and that's due to a crash. And this also brought to you by Mazda 6 National Test Drive Weekend. Hoops fans tired of sedans that look like a 16 seed and drive like one too? Well, check out the all-new Mazda 6 at your local participating Mazda dealer during Mazda 6 National Test Drive Weekend. I'm Gail Lightfoot on Live 105.3, the Talk that Rocks Texas.
Thank you, Gail. A little cooler tonight. Should be 60 for the overnight low. Some showers by tomorrow afternoon. Isolated. 77 should be the high, but Saturday ought to be beautiful, sunny and 82. We're at 77 degrees currently. At Live 105.3, the Talk that Rocks Texas.
All right. All right, Jason, I got to know. How'd they do it?
Okay. We couldn't figure it out. We couldn't figure the mechanics, and we spent 2 hours trying to figure it out. So finally we had this old nurse in there that was going to retire pretty soon anyway, so she just went in there flat out and said, all right, how did y'all get knocked up? And the chick told her that she'd lay with her hips like right on the edge of the bed. Mm-hmm. They get a strong broom handle and wrap it up underneath her stomach fat, and she would pull it up, mm-hmm. and then he would do his business.
And the kid they're going to have.
Oh, jeez.
And I can't wait to see what happens to her when she get. What was she actually pregnant when she showed up? I mean, like,
oh yeah,
full blown.
Yeah, she was 9 months.
Okay, so she was ready to drop it.
Yeah, I mean, she was in there. You know, I mean, she was there to deliver.
Okay.
But at that, you really can't tell any difference. I've heard of fat people having babies that didn't even know they were pregnant.
Well, yeah. I mean, sometimes the first thing they know is the head's coming out.
It's just another 13, 14 pounds.
Yeah.
Well, they gain more than 13, 14 pounds.
Not always.
Really?
Let's say 25 or 30.
You can have some women, really, really slender women that can max out at 20 pounds. And they just think, they're eating something that's bad for them.
Can you imagine being the doctor that had to deliver that baby? Because you got to look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys draw straws to see who had to go in there and look at the snatch?
Well, there's all kinds of straps and fixtures and everything else to pull things out of the way.
Now you know why the medical profession charges so much.
Yeah.
Do you know how much it would?
You would too.
Yeah. If you had to pay me to do it, that's a $50,000 procedure right there.
Hey, dude, you ought to try doing surgery on somebody that weighs over, like 800 or 900 pounds.
Dr. Fettner said the same thing. He goes, fat people can throw out, well, I'm healthy, and, as long as it doesn't affect my health and I'm happy with myself. You get in there and you start cutting for organs, you got to dig around.
Yep.
We had one lady that was hit by a city bus in Fort Worth.
Did the bus make it?
No, seriously, she had a lot of like completely destroyed bones. and we had to actually go into her legs, and we had 3 people on either side holding the fat back.
And put the bus to sleep. All right, thanks, Jason.
All right, bye-bye.
All right.
Yeah, you hear stories about women that have 30, 40-pound tumors and don't even know it. Because they're so fat.
Trey, get Katana up here. I'm sick.
Yeah.
Call over at the amazing sperm store.
Superstore.
Spermy store. See if Katana's busy. I can only guess how much money she makes in her little modeling booth.
A lot of cash.
Because that's just damn hot. And she's an absolute idiot for not having her website up.
I agree.
And making it a pay site. What would it like to have her? Hot little body. We have a nude scene in the movie.
You do?
Yeah. I don't get naked, but I think she does. I think her cans have to come out many times.
Mm-hmm. They were in the previous shoot. They were out.
Yeah, but that was a different scene. Now, is Joy going to pop her cans out?
Why does she have to?
Because that's what the scene calls for. Yes, Eddie?
Yes.
Yes. You read the script?
Yeah, but she can wear that little sexy nurse outfit we have.
She got the fake boobs. I'm sure she'd love to show them off. And we'd like to see them.
Not on video.
Why not?
She's family.
That's what the script calls for. Yes, Eddie?
Yes.
See?
I'll have to discuss it with her. I doubt it very seriously that she'll want to pop them out.
It's going to have to be somebody else then.
For video.
You can discuss it in counseling.
Yes, bring it up in counseling. Because we got hosed with Rob and his girlfriend. I thought her cans were supposed to come out at the very beginning of the scene where they're in bed. They don't come out till the flash at the very end. Oh, they're dandy. Did you get the email today?
I think yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
They're dandy breasts. Nice, big, huge. Got a slight sag to them.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I'm waiting, and I'm shooting this scene, and I got stiff action the whole time just waiting for it to happen. It's like watching a porno that you can't fast forward through.
Right.
And I got to watch Rob slobber all over top of her. He must shave his own back because he missed like splotches. Oh, he's almost naked, but she ain't.
Right.
So we're going to balance that with Katana and her cans coming out.
Perfect.
And Joy will have to do it as well.
Joy will not. I doubt seriously she will. I'll ask her.
Have to. That's what the script calls for. Yes, Eddie?
Yes.
See?
Okay. We can modify the script.
No, we can't.
Why?
Because Eddie's
Isn't it bad enough that I'm getting it?
Eddie's the screenwriter. He wrote the movie. And that's what the script calls for.
We already have more cans in it than we had originally.
I don't believe you wrote the script.
I did.
And I don't believe you've been around enough to make any calls. I wasted an entire Friday night shooting on my own last week.
Every night but one.
You ain't been around that one.
One night.
I'm sorry. I can't rewrite the script. The script is in stone. Yes, Eddie?
Yes.
See?
Eddie.
Hold on. Yes, Trey?
She'll be up here as soon as possible.
She coming right up?
No, she said she might be 30 minutes, but...
Well, but she's coming up today.
Today.
Yes, the lovely Katana from the amazing Superstore. Reader Road, just off 35. There, I've just paid for my visit. Nothing against her husband, but she could have done better.
She probably loves him.
I'm sure she does. They're probably very much in love. She could be much in love with somebody better looking. But I'm sure he's a fine, fine husband. Probably, no, I can't solve that. This was for you, E. Yes, Joe?
Yeah, I have a question for Everett.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I had a situation Friday night where I had my ex-wife and her boyfriend come to drop my son off, and he got all up in my face. We got in an argument, and he was poking his finger in my face, and I proceeded to take care of that business. And when the cops showed up, they told me that what I did was an arrestable offense, that I was legally obligated to flee in any instance in the state of Texas, even if he was chasing me through my house. I want to know if that's true.
Well, whenever somebody glosses over something by saying taking care of that business, I always kind of wonder how you fill in those blanks. Define for me, if you will, what taking care of.
He was poking me in the nose with his finger, and I slapped his hand away and told him if he touched me again that I was going to whoop his butt. Not using those exact words.
Okay. Right. And is that where it stopped? Is that where the physical contact stopped?
No, he came back at me closer and closer and poked me in the nose about 4 more times, and I shoved him away.
And he's warned you
back
now.
at me with his fist. and I knocked him down about 2 times, and then I got on top of him and told him,
there's nothing like beating a guy's ass and getting on top of him. Did you have him?
I had him down, and I was holding him down because my son was seeing all this, and I wanted it to see it, and I didn't want him to see it.
Right.
So
but at least in front of your son, you beat the guy's ass.
Well, I'm trying to keep him away from all this.
I understand.
But I had told him when I was on the ground, I said, look, I'm going to let you up. Don't come at me again. And about the time we got up and he didn't come at me again, the cops showed up, pulled us apart, and they told me in all cases of domestic violence, someone goes to jail. Now, he went to jail because he had a warrant. So that's why they said they weren't going to arrest me. But he told me 99 times out of 100 I would be arrested because I did not have the right to defend or to do that. I told myself.
Well, that didn't even make any sense. Obviously, you have the right to defend yourself.
Well, sure, you have the right to defend yourself.
What are you leaving out?
Nothing, sir. I'm not leaving out anything. That's how it happened. He was poking me on the nose physically, fairly hard, not hard enough to hurt me, but I slapped his hand away and told him not to do it again and not to come back up in my face, and he did it again. I shoved him away. He came back at me with fists flying, and I knocked him down. I threw the first punch. After he came at me, he didn't have a chance to hit me. I knocked him down. He got back, come at me again. I knocked him down again. That's when I got on top of him and was holding him down. And actually,
yes, I got it. Go ahead, Everett.
Yeah, the problem with those types of situations is this. The police show up usually after the fact, and they do their best to investigate and figure out who instigated the event. They're not always right because they're not there when it happens, but they have to kind of make a judgment call, and the officer was correct in telling you that someone has to go to jail. Several years ago, there was a situation in which man and woman got into a domestic dispute. The cops came, they left. The woman ended up, I think, being killed. There was a big wrongful death lawsuit, and since then, it's been standard policy, at least in Dallas County, that you go to jail. Somebody's going to go to jail when when the police are called out on a domestic dispute.
Oh, swell.
Yeah. So
even if the chick wigs out and calls the police even though you haven't been doing anything, or vice versa. Of course, that ain't the way it normally happens. Mm-hmm. Chick wigs out, calls the cops, and you're just sitting there minding your own business. There's a good chance you're going to jail.
I see it all the time. In fact, I'll give you one better. Oftentimes, the chick will call the police because she's pissed off. The guy will leave to distance himself from the situation.
Right.
The chick files a report. Maybe she's mad. Maybe she embellishes. Maybe she makes up what happened. The guy gets a case filed against him at large, which means the warrant's issued even though he's not arrested, and he's driving around sometime, and at some point the cops, pull him over.
Stopped and gets hauled in.
Exactly. And he may not have done a thing, and then he's, in court answering an assault charge. So truly, I mean, you can talk about the legalities of do you have the right to defend yourself? Clearly you do, but in the real world, in a situation like that becomes a fact question that the officer has to make a judgment call about. Bottom line, the best course of action is to avoid those types of confrontations because you truly don't know how they're going to turn out.
Thanks. We got it. You can defend yourself, but the cops have to discern who's lying.
Yes.
Thank you.
Trying to adequately explain it.
I think I did.
Well, you summarized it nicely. You're very good at that.
He even told me if I ran in my house and he came after me, I had to keep running until I was cornered. Police officer told me that.
Well,
so I had no other choice but to strike at him.
No, that's not true. I mean, you have the right to reasonably defend yourself. There's nothing that says you have to run away to do that.
And then the whole process of doing that, my ex-wife, when I was on top of him, blindsided me and slammed me upside the head several times.
Jeez.
And they just blew that off, like it wasn't a big deal.
Why didn't she go to jail?
Yeah.
Exactly my point. You see, again, that goes back to the judgment call made by the police officer. Go ahead and get the crickets ready.
They're warmed up. All right. A very horrible situation. Thank you. Goodbye. It ain't right.
No, it's not.
And everybody in this room right now is pissed off because it's happened.
Yes, it has.
A chick wailing on you, and you think for a second, nobody's around. No, she calls the cops. I'm screwed.
Exactly. And if she lies, the cops, again, it's the cop's decision.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, God, I hate that feeling. I mean,
yeah. No, you do, because you don't know what they're going to do. You go, hey, you know what? Things are getting heated up. I'm getting out of here. And she could still be wigging out and call the cops.
Absolutely.
In fact, it would almost be to your benefit to call the cops when you left and go, hey, I've left this situation. Here's what's going on. So if she calls, I beat her to it.
Now, wait a minute. In that case, somebody has to go to jail. If I've called the police and said, you know what, we were having an argument. It's very heated. I'm leaving.
Yeah, that's what you should do. No, if she gets on the phone, You go over there and you get on your cell phone really quick and you call, and if you beat them to the punch, she gets to go to jail.
Well, think about it. I mean, the police are not going to not come out just because you say, hey, guess what? Even though she called the police, don't come out, everything's fine.
So they come out, I've left, I still go to jail.
Quite possibly, yes.
See? I'm not dating anymore.
It's fun.
And you wonder why I don't want her to move into my house. Not necessarily her, but just
anybody.
Anybody.
Not all of them are nuts.
No.
Just all the ones with cans. Yes, Mary?
I was listening yesterday and was kind of intrigued about your need for closure with this old girlfriend.
Oh, did you call her? You were supposed to call her. So? I emailed you this morning. You never wrote me back.
So?
Did you call her?
Why?
Because I want to know what she said.
So?
Did the sister call you?
Yes.
What happened there? The nutbag sister?
Mm-hmm.
And?
I wasn't in.
Oh, she left a message?
Yes.
And?
What?
I want to know what was said.
Good.
You're not going to tell me.
Maybe.
Tell me.
Wait.
I don't want to wait.
Tough.
What's the big deal? Just tell me what you... So you actually spoke to Julie?
Yes.
How long?
Enough.
What happened? She still love you?
Perhaps.
What? Come on, quit this.
Is this the chick from Friday? That never called back Friday?
Girlfriend that
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I talked to her today.
That jacked him around years ago.
Right.
And had closure with the boyfriend and the whole thing. He's found out where she is, and we've called her. And she wouldn't come on the air yesterday, but they were going to call last night.
Yes.
Was it last night?
Her sister called me last night. Uh-huh. She called up and she goes, nothing's changed. Mm-hmm. This is the wicked sister. Not stepsister. She calls, she goes, nothing's changed. You got to go through me if you want to talk to Julie. I call her back. I think she's sort of being facetious.
Okay.
I call her back.
Was she laughing? At least, was she nice? Because she was a bitch to you.
I'll have to go back and listen to it. I forget. So I call her. I get her voicemail, and I went, hi, Mary, it's Russ returning your phone call. Everything's changed. Goodbye.
Jesus. So then Julie calls you.
I called her this morning.
Okay.
What was your question, Mary?
Well, I'm just wondering if you're getting in touch with your female side. Because
why?
I never knew that guys needed closure. It's kind of like, is this some male secret that you guys need closure just as much as women do?
It's not a matter of closure. It's just getting unanswered questions answered. If you want to call it closure,
yes,
that's what it is. When you have unanswered questions, don't you want them answered?
Okay, so you wigged out on her when she needed closure with that boyfriend.
Well, first of all, it don't take 3 nights to get questions answered, and that closure could have been done over the phone.
How many years was she with him?
There was about a year and a half. I don't know.
Okay, so
that could be done over the phone. They broke up. The relationship.
A night for every 6 months.
A what?
A night for every 6 months.
No, this is not like prison where you accrue time by time served.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a night. No. That could have been done on the phone. She had plenty of time to get closure. I don't care the fact that he came into town. That's got nothing to do with it. If you really want a closure, you talk to him on the phone, you get your questions answered, and you let it go. The physical aspect of it had nothing to do with it. Which is why exactly I wrote this song. One moment, please.
Oh, must have gone bad.
What?
Just tell us what went on in the conversation.
You'll figure it out by this song.
Okay.
I'm your ex, honey, your boogie doodle bun in my heart. You could always see how my love grows. You'll get raped by me. Ever hit the delay on me again? You don't ever touch the delay when I'm singing.
That was enough.
That wasn't.
There's a line.
You never ever touch the delay. I didn't say anything that couldn't air.
You sure?
Yes. You ruin every bit. No wonder Joy hates you.
God.
Are you like this in a relationship?
No.
I'm sure you are. I'm sure
not.
Your business life transcends into your personal life.
No, it does not. I just think that was enough. That was too far.
I don't recall asking.
Well, all right. Say it.
I don't want to say it now.
Jesus. H.
I got a bad case of I didn't wipe good today. Now I have to dig in my butt for a moment.
Fine.
See? Now there's tension in the room. Nobody likes a room full of tension. All right.
I'm bowed up.
Shut up, So it went bad.
No, it didn't go bad.
You wanted her to be...
What?
Raped? I'm not going to say the rest.
What was the rest of your question, Mary?
Okay, well, and as for wigged out women never changing, that's what you said to JD yesterday.
Nobody hits the delay but me.
Okay.
Are you there?
You apparently weren't going to do it.
There was no reason to. I wrote the song. I know what's in it.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mary.
Okay, you told JD yesterday that wigged out women never change, but it sounds like you wigged out on this Julia.
How did I wig out?
You were standing on top of a car.
That was all warranted.
Okay, but
if I did it for
keep her distance from you.
If I did it for absolutely no reason, then I would say that was being a case of wigging out.
Okay, but she obviously had reasons for. I know what I mean.
Of course you do. Look, now she knows.
Oh, good.
Hold on a second, Eddie. Would you please go warm up the rocket chair for John? I think possibly somebody needs a timeout.
I don't either. I'm trying to keep you from help you from yourself.
What does that mean?
Well, just that was enough.
It rhymed.
Yeah, it did. It was quite clever. If I ruined it, I'm sorry.
You're apologizing to the wrong person.
Who should I apologize to?
The listeners.
I thought you didn't care what they think.
Today I do.
Okay.
What, Mary?
For all these psycho chicks you talk about, how do you know that they don't describe you as the psycho guy I was going out with?
Because she said... Never mind.
She was out with an ex-boy. She was on a date with an ex-boyfriend. You can call it closure all you want. 3 nights, including a concert and dinner. No, that's dating. That's dating.
I had every right to do exactly what I did.
Okay, but
should have left her, though, instead of staring over the fence.
Oh, really?
Well, yes. I believe if Joy decided to go back with the next boyfriend for a weekend, I believe that would have put my foot down.
Hold on just a second, Mary.
I think I would.
Say that again. If Joy wanted to go hang out with somebody and
she weekend and a concert and dinner and she didn't take my feelings into consideration,
she would throw it out with some margin of doubt that anything was going on, you'd immediately sever the ties. Say it and swear. Just like you've done in the past.
What?
You renegade delay hitter. We've all been screwed around in the past, and we didn't immediately leave like we were supposed to. I didn't know she was really screwing him. You get right up in the middle of the situation. You don't know what's right and what's wrong.
Yes.
You lose touch with reality. That's the way accidents happen.
I have done that, too.
Yes, Eddie?
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead with the rest of your statement, Mary.
Well, I just wanted to ask how your behavior is any different than that of a psycho chick.
First of all, I wasn't doing anything. I was just investigating to see if...
Yeah?
I was just investigating to see if my fears were justified.
Okay, and when, women kind of play games with you, stand you up on a date, or maybe say, I can't go out this particular night.
Right.
I want a little more notice. They have their reasons for doing that, too.
I'm sure they do, but I'm at a point in my life to where I don't put up with it anymore.
Well, could I respectfully suggest then that maybe you need to go out with a little bit more mature woman?
No.
Not a 21-year-old?
Well, like how old? What would you suggest?
Somebody who can kind of recognize some of the things that you like in life, who didn't just maybe watch Batman on TV Land, but actually know what it means. Same time, same Bat channel. Someone who's a little, maybe in her 30s.
Somebody more mature with a feeling of the way life goes.
Yeah.
Well, my meemaw's already dead.
It's already been to that 30-year-old nut-out period women go through.
See, but if you went out with somebody a little bit more mature, they wouldn't be so nutty. They get the games all out of them.
Trying to think if I dated anybody over 30.
I did. Dated that woman that was almost my age when I was.
She was a nut too, right?
She was a nut.
She was the one that said aliens did something in her ear?
In her jaw, yeah.
Yeah.
Implant in her jaw.
Yeah. All right. Explain that one, Mary. JD dated an older chick that said aliens implanted something in her jaw. And it wasn't alien ding-dongs.
Okay, well, she may have gone out with him because she thought aliens implanted something in his head.
No.
Well, I think people mature generally, but if you're a nut, you can be a nut at any age.
Yes. You're just a more regulated nut.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, I didn't wig out. I was warranted in everything I did. Thank you. Thank you for the visit. You've been very lovely.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
Well, wigging out would have been kicking the door down and going, hey, closure's over. Like you did with the other one.
If I had
That was wigging out.
She let me in.
That doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
No,
had I kicked the door open and went flying in, that wasn't, she opened the door and then I went flying in.
You threatened to kill him.
He
was already at the curb trying to find his keys.
No, when I went in, God, this is...
He's reliving it, you can tell.
I know.
That was, my head.
See?
She had no business being in that situation either.
You're right.
The guy from out of town, we met him on a ski trip, and Dawn's going to come over, and we're all going to go to eat. All right, well, what time do you need to be there? Well, it's just going to be the three of us. I don't even know why the hell I let that go on.
I was going to say, why can't you go if there's nothing going on?
Who knows? So then I drive by her house, and there's only two cars there, hers and that guy's. Dawn's car ain't nowhere around. So I drive up and down the street, and I got Tim with me, Gail's husband.
Yeah.
I got Tim with me, and I went, I'm going to go look in the window. He goes, all right, don't go in the house, because if you go in the house, I can't help you. Don't go in the house. I went in the house.
Yeah, of course you did.
So I'm peeking through the window, and I'm looking in there, and she's asleep on the couch, and he's rubbing the back of his hand across the side of her face.
Oh, that makes me mad. That wasn't in mine.
That's when I think I even went back to the car, and I told him, I went, here's what's going on. Oh, that's when he goes, all right, fine, knock on the door, but don't go in the house. Whatever you do, don't go in the house. I went in the house.
Yeah, you did. I'm sorry, that was, you were wigging out, but that would make me crazy.
I go in, I knock on the door, and I'm telling myself before the door opens, don't wig out. Stay under control. I wigged out. Door opens up, and I immediately go over to him. I have no idea what he looks like. I couldn't tell you. Black, white, Asian, I have no idea. I went in and everything just blacked out.
Yeah.
And I told him, I went, you got 4 seconds to get your deadbeat ass out of here, or I'm going to kill you with her furniture. And he stands up, and I remember he was big.
Yeah.
Luckily for me, he grabbed his coat and left.
You were motivated.
Yes. I was small, but where are we?
Yes. He has no right to be...
He didn't have any business doing
touching somebody in the face?
No.
Not a casual visitor.
And I still remember he gets up, he's over here, and he goes to our dining room table, gets his jacket, and leaves. And so now she and I are screaming at each other in the house, and I go fling open the door just to check on him. Mm-hmm. He's still out in the front yard. I went, what are you still doing here? I can't find my keys. God. All right. And in this process, she's throwing D cells at me, and those hurt.
Yes, they do. What was her motive? What was her explanation of why he was there touching her face?
Nothing was going on. I fell asleep.
And he's touching your face?
Yes. And she had one of those great big L couches that was like 85 feet long.
Yes.
Isn't it funny that both of you guys are on the same side of the couch? Well, I had laundry on the other side of the couch. Then move the laundry!
Yeah.
Well, where was the Dawn chick in all of this?
She never showed up. Who knows?
And they've been on a ski trip with this guy?
Yes.
And, okay, you know what went on there.
Thanksgiving, the night before Thanksgiving, 1991. I remember it. Wow. Copper tops hurt.
Yes.
What?
What? Well, I was wondering why batteries just happened to be handy.
Yeah, they were on her coffee table. And, I mean, she was throwing them hard.
When chicks start throwing stuff, they don't think about what they're throwing.
No, they're just happy that something's there.
Yeah.
And it hurts.
I don't know how you didn't do something to her in that situation.
She tried to get me to hit her a bunch of times. She was the one that stomped on my bare foot with her high heels on.
Remember that?
She goes, hit me. Go ahead. You want to hit me, don't you? Yes.
She didn't lie.
No. But it's like I said before, it's like eating a Lay's. You eat that when you're going, damn. That's good. These are quite tasty. I'll have another. So you don't.
Ever.
Anyway.
That was that. Now tell me about what was the resolve with Julie besides the song you tried to sing? And I'm sorry if I ruined your song.
No, that's quite all right.
I apologize.
No.
What was the resolve?
I'll tell you in a minute. Eddie says we got a break. Mm-hmm. So we can milk this through another stop set.
Okay.
We'll be back with the Russ Martin Show.
I like steaks, and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny that when a girl walks in with an itty bitty wasting around thing in your face. You said he got fat. Baby got fat. Yeah, baby.
15 minutes, maybe 20. She had to go. And I called her. She was, not in her office. Or actually, she was in her office, but it's full of people. She really sounded like it was a bother. But she goes, can I call you back? Oh, yeah. I'll be home. I normally leave here about 2:30. She goes, okay, I'll call you back. I went, okay, there's the blow off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did call?
Minute and a half later.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of a good sign.
What's the good sign I'm looking for?
Just she called right back. But now what's the story? Happily married.
She's been married for about 5 months.
5 months.
Mm-hmm.
Pregnant?
No.
No children?
No.
Okay. And?
What?
Is she happy? Does she want to come back and see you? Does she want to come back and see you, at least visit? 5 months, though. She's not tired of him yet. What's he do? Anybody know?
I didn't ask.
Okay.
She got married because she said because I never called.
She did not say that.
Mm-hmm.
So she still thinks of you.
That's what she said.
Well, that's good. That's a good sign. So why you want her to be raped?
Why are you going to bring that up again?
You're the one that sang it. That's a good thing. So, and it was a good conversation. Ended happy.
It was fine.
And she's going to come see you?
I never said that. Where are you getting that?
I'm just asking.
She lives out of state.
I know.
Many, many states away.
Airplanes fly.
Certainly no reason for her to be in town.
Airplanes fly all the time.
Until Saturday.
Is she coming in?
I didn't say that.
Oh. You didn't say it?
I didn't say that.
Is she?
No. Not Saturday.
Is she coming in at all?
I don't know.
So that was opened as an opportunity.
You
don't want to get back into this anyway.
I'm not getting back into anything.
You just, what are you going to do with it? Just have a weekend?
Grudge effort.
Okay. That's good. That's a good thing.
I ain't saying anything happened.
Well, now you get to be the other guy.
Yeah. If there were anything to that.
She is coming in.
I don't know that. I didn't say anything.
But you all discussed it.
I know. We didn't have time. We were only on the phone 15, 20 minutes.
That's time enough to go, hey, you ever coming to town?
It was just catch-up time. How are things? So, you're married.
I'd like to have dinner maybe if you ever hit town.
That never came up.
Closure.
I did say, you know what? First of all, she said, I'm glad that we talked to him. Well, just a little bit of closure. I said, I don't know that we can get it done in one phone call. She goes, I don't either.
See? She's doing the same thing to you that she did with that other guy.
Possibly.
You were but a variable in her life.
Well, obviously, y'all had deep feelings for each other. She's driven you nuts for 4 years. Plus, the way she did that was crappy.
Yeah. Nothing else happened.
Let us talk about anything else?
Just things. Okay. House, where I live now.
Mm-hmm.
Cars.
Oh.
My monumental success.
I see. Okay. Angling the big carrot.
So?
And her lack of success in this business.
Possibly. And that was it.
Okay. You can bring her back in.
I didn't say that. That hasn't even come up.
But it does.
I don't think she's happy.
Why?
Just the way she talked. If my wife was on the phone with somebody and she was saying those things.
Yeah, an ex-boyfriend.
And when I'm listening to the playback of the tape later.
But you can't do because it's illegal?
Right. Whatever.
Okay.
That wouldn't have happened. Or it would have happened once, and that would have been the stop of it.
What did she say that was like suspect? If the husband had heard her say things
I didn't marry you because you never asked.
Oh, that's bad.
Well, the fact that she called you back, a minute and a half later?
I think of you all the time. I tried to get a hold of you, and your number changed. I came by your apartment.
Ooh. Excuse me, she still got it for you.
Big time.
Just don't get it for her. She's a nut.
I don't have anything for her.
I'm just saying.
There's nothing there.
You know how you are, though.
Mm-hmm. Right. Weiler. Oh, God. That's our warning.
I didn't need sounds for it.
It gives a little warning to spray before he gets over here.
I've been eating a lot of the chicken and turnip soup.
Still?
Yeah. I like it. It's like tortilla soup.
It don't smell.
Sorry.
Okay, can I hit the delay if you say that?
Yes.
Okay.
If it doesn't look like I'm going to hit the delay when I say the S word, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Not in the middle of one of my songs. We're going to do news here. Yes, Tim?
Hey, Russ. I got the honor to go in front of the Honorable Judge Coffey. And
what were you doing in Judge Coffey's court? Obviously a criminal action because he's a criminal court judge.
That's correct. I actually got transferred to him from another court.
What'd you do?
Suspicion of DWI.
And were you? Or were you just suspicious?
No, I wasn't.
Okay. What was the outcome of your trial?
I lost.
Did you?
And that was one of the questions I had for Everett. Is the police officer basically got up there and lied about where the traffic ticket was. It was mile and a half off of where the...
Let me ask you this and I'll shorten the story.
Go ahead.
Were you drunk?
No.
All right, go ahead.
It was about a mile and a half off of where the actual report said that I had gotten pulled over, and I figured out, my lawyer didn't, but figured out a way to hang him on it after the jury had already gone back.
You can appeal this, right?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, you can appeal any decision. Is that
well, he was saying you can't appeal on a fact, you can only appeal on a rule of law. And
well,
that's
that's
my
true.
question.
That's absolutely correct. And I mean, without reviewing the record of your case, I wouldn't be able to offer an opinion as to whether, what you have in the way of an appeal. But
is that a way to get it overturned or dismissed or whatever if the cop had the wrong location?
Probably not, because that is a fact question, and it's probably not going to be deemed harmful error. In other words, upon appellate court review, the appeals court has to determine not only that the trial court erred in some fashion, they also have to show that error was somehow harmful.
Did you take a sobriety test?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Put another way, I mean, the fact that you were a mile and a half from where the officer said that you were doesn't really bear upon whether or not you were intoxicated at the time.
Well, it does make you wonder if he's testifying about the right case.
Well, the point was
isn't that the reason they take notes?
Initiated the stop and I exited right there at the exit. Well, if you go back and look at it, I would have had to pass by another exit by about a mile and a half a shoulder and then make the exit. That's what we didn't catch until because we were both just our.
All right, so you can't do anything about this.
No, because that's a fact question. The facts are not in dispute on appeal, only evidentiary rulings and.
Got it. I don't know what that means, but Everett says you're screwed.
Only points of law.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, buddy, the funniest part was while the jury was out listening to Judge Coffey and the DA argue who was the better rapper.
And who was it?
Coffey took Busta Rhymes.
And who did the DA take?
Tupac.
Yes, it's a good call.
Of course.
I go with that. Did Coffey mention us at all?
Yeah, somebody asked him about Russ that time, and he was just like, Russ is a funny guy. He said he hadn't talked to you since November, but he had nothing but good stuff to say about you.
Yeah, he knows better. And plus, now he's a friend of the show.
Oh, sure.
Did you try throwing my name out, hoping to sway it in your direction?
Of course, a little bit.
You threw it out before the judgment?
I threw it out before the jury came back.
Oh, well, that doesn't affect the jury.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it was the jury, so it wasn't going to make any difference anyway, but I figure on punishment it might.
Yeah. What did you get?
$1,000 probated to 500, 18 months, only have to report for 6. 18 months probation.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal.
All right. And you weren't drunk?
Nope. I'd had a few beers, but it was 3 beers over a 5-hour period.
Why'd you refuse to blow?
Because I didn't... I've always been told you should contact an attorney whenever you get pulled over for anything other than a minor traffic violation.
Did your tape look bad?
No, it looked good. They believed the officer because I was swerving. He said I was swerving, and they believed him over me. That's why I thought maybe on that point of fact we could appeal it. But
well, that's too bad.
I mean, that's not to say that you don't have grounds for appeal elsewhere, but I don't think that's one of them.
Okay,
right.
That was my question.
Thanks, Tim.
All right.
All right. I think that was the thing that made them abandon my case was I looked too good on the tape.
Yeah, you had a good tape.
Yeah. Because Everett kept asking me, were you drunk? No. He goes, what did you do on the tape? How'd you look? I look great. I want to see it. I'm not lying to you. He goes, I want to see it. You might have been drunk when they were taping it. You don't know.
That's true.
Oh, I see a lot of that.
Yeah.
My favorite is a guy that swore up and down that there was no tape. Turns out he was in a blackout.
Oh, Jesus.
You can imagine how fabulous that tape was.
I can.
Yeah.
So can Mike Reno.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, I had a Garland officer with a message for you.
Go ahead.
He just said that they have their eyes out for you, should you happen to go to Garland.
Certainly won't be going through Garland. Why would they be mad at me?
Just the messenger.
Was he mad?
He just wanted me to tell you that.
I said that's the way every police department should be. Yes. You should be afraid of the police officers. You should respect them. I said that. Was he mad?
Maybe just a little.
Where did you see him?
At the courthouse.
You go to Garland?
Well, no, but he was at the county.
Oh, okay.
You have no reason to be mad. I was telling people, behavior, that's what happens to you.
Yeah.
He never said the cops are wrong for doing it. In fact, he said the cops are right for doing it.
Hey, I'm just passing along the information.
I understand.
Dallas cops love you, though.
Do they?
Oh, yeah. Lots of Dallas police listen to this show. Lots of police generally. Garland monitors it.
Well, I guess I'll be there's some kind of police benefit. I was going to take the Batmobile and the Mach 5 to, I forget, June or something like that.
In Garland?
Yeah, I ain't going. Mm-hmm. I'm not.
Is it Garland?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
That's a police benefit, though. They'll still beat me.
No,
it's
they
a
won't.
trick.
They won't.
They'll beat me and take my cars.
No, they won't.
Yes, the hell they will.
No.
We used to do that to Mark Easter on Pleasant Drive. We'd even bring over his toy, we'd beat his ass and take his stuff. That's what they're going to do to me.
They love you.
I'm going to lose my Hot Wheels.
They love you. He was trying to be funny, be part of the
I don't
show.
think he was. Was he trying to be cute?
I'm not sure.
Say it to me exactly the way he said it to you.
He said, tell Russ Martin that we have a message for him.
Mm-hmm.
That we have our eyes out for him should he happen to come into Garland.
Huh? Police escort.
I don't think that's what that means. They're going to pull me out through my air conditioning vent.
Maybe I can get clarification on it.
I wish you would. I just got sick to my stomach.
Well, as long as you don't go to Garland, you'll be fine.
What if I forget?
You're screwed.
You won't be fine. That's one cop. They like it. Everybody else gets it. They like it.
As long as he doesn't pull you over.
They thought it was fun.
Oh, I just thought of something.
What?
The place that's putting in the high-performance radiator in the Batmobile?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Oh.
Well, what are the chances they'll pick the Batmobile out of traffic? Slip right in, slip right out.
Just be nondescript.
I got to put that siren.
Yeah, what am I going to do? Cover the bats up? Well, that can't be the real one because the bats are covered up with masking tape. Well, obviously, I'm going to have to get the radiator work done someplace else.
That's one cop, and he was probably trying to be funny.
They'll beat my ass.
They won't. You were giving him a positive thing.
Well, obviously, he didn't take it that way.
That's one guy.
I'm sure one cop couldn't beat your ass too bad.
Right? Okay. Did we ever do news? We didn't start, did we?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll come back and we'll do that. Was he really pissy?
We'll be back with the Russ Martin Show on Live 105.
I'm serious. Was he pissy?
He had a hint of attitude.
Don't let me turn the mics off and you go, no, I was just kidding.
No, he had a hint of attitude. I don't know how much of it was tongue-in-cheek, but there's really only one way to find out.
Did you get his name?
No. But you're well known in Garland. I suspect I can.
Let's go driving to Garland tonight after we get off.
There's really only one way to test it out, Russ.
We'll be
there. Go speeding through Garland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be there for you.
Better wear tight shoes.
We'll be back with the Russ Martin Show.
Tried a bunch of times. She won't come on.
At all?
No. I think if I work it out over a week or so, maybe a few days, because I was really nice today.
Yeah. Well, she's saying nice things.
Yeah. I think if she gets a feeling that there's no ill intent.
Yeah. You're not going to get on here and jump her.
Right.
Because she did treat you crappy.
I let her do it.
She did it.
I let her do it. And you let them get away with it once. They've already tested the waters. They pushed the envelope, and they know that it can be done. It's a dog checking its leash. How far can I go? What can I get away with before I get reined back?
You're right.
That's why you can't allow this stuff to happen. You can't make them think they have a valid point.
That's different than letting them screw you.
And I let her do it.
I've done it too.
Not a matter of the fact that she wanted the closure with the boyfriend. I let her go.
Yeah.
Or I stayed around after she went and did it. And I told her, I went, you go do this and we're done.
Yeah. You're right. Leash test.
And by the fact that I didn't vanish, let her know she could do it again. That's why she milked me for 2 or 3 nights.
Yeah.
Well, the first night there were a bunch of people around. We didn't get a chance to talk. I don't care. That was your allotted time. We have to do it tonight because he's going back Sunday morning.
Do it on the phone with me in the room. If there's nothing to hide, you do it on the phone.
Well, he's in town.
I don't care.
I don't either.
He's got phones where he is.
God, quit, because I'm not going to be able to be nice to her on the phone.
Okay, all right. That just makes me angry. It didn't happen to me because I can relate to when it did happen to me.
Sure, we've all had similar situations.
It's nothing. It's like we just need to talk. We lived together. It was a big relationship. Da-da-da-da. I don't care. It ain't my fault that you got to go back through this. You want closure, write him a letter.
Exactly.
Talk to him on the phone. That's fine. I dated one chick one time. By the way, let me point this out. There's only 2 or 3 real nuts that I've dated. I just talk about them because they're interesting. The ones that were normal, nobody cares about that.
I've had normal ones.
Look at us bragging.
Well, I have. I did my list the other day. I looked and went, half of these people were really nice.
Like it's something anomalous.
Yeah. I really only had, the one in 90, and then her. Yeah, I only really had 2 full-blown nuts.
That's not bad.
No. The other one, the one with the guy in her house?
Right.
I'm trying to think what the story was. She had dated this guy that was married, and now we're dating, right?
Right.
And so we're out one night, and she gets a page, and it's him. And would you tell him to stop paging you? I can't. I'm not allowed to call him. Why not? Because he's married. Oh. So he can keep calling you even though he knows I'm around, and you can't call him and tell him to stop?
What was the point of the page?
Who the hell knows? I should have killed her then.
Jeez. Probably some little love code, people do.
Yeah.
69s or
hello.
Whatever,
yeah, whatever.
All that stuff.
I let that go. Oh, I don't even think I've ever told this story. Oh, no. Here's another dandy one. Here's another ex-boyfriend of hers. She lived like 3 blocks away from him. He drove by her house one time, called, wanted to know why my car, because he knew me from the TV show, why my car was in the front yard.
What?
Yes.
What business was it of his?
Oh, he's fixing the tile in the bathroom.
Jeez. Oh.
And actually I was fixing something in there, a soap dish had come off or something like that. So I was in there grouting it and da-da-da. And I hear her from the other room.
Not say we're dating. He's my boyfriend. She knew how to work it. She was beautiful and she knew how to work it.
Those are the ones that'll screw you around.
Oh, sure, because they're used to getting slack all the time.
That's why when the hot chicks come in here, I mean, they're pretty and you'd like to pork them, but I'm not going to take any grief off of them and I'm certainly not going to pursue them. It's got to be somebody that I can see something in that I would want other than the snatch. Everybody's got snatch.
That was then, this is now. I mean, so you're a lot older, wiser. And you look at all the things you've done and have, and it's a different day.
Well, and the opportunity is so rampant at this point.
Right.
Well, but all the chicks that come around the show are nuts.
Well, yeah.
I'll find somebody normal. It'll be fine.
It's going to be tough. I've said it before. Find someone normal that can put up with this. It's going to be a real fine balance.
We didn't do news, did we? All right. Take this and we'll do news. Yes, Scott.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Russ?
Yes.
I got a situation for you.
All right.
I just didn't get. Over a year ago, I got married, and at the time, my wife's ex-husband, he wanted nothing to do with her, right. And they have a child together. Now, every day, I kid you not, every single day for this past year, he has emailed her or text messaged her on her phone that he loves her and everything else.
Well, if she really loves you, this isn't going to be any big deal.
Exactly.
Right. And so you're fine, right?
Well, no. I come home the other day and my house is cleaned out. And where is she living? With her ex-husband.
How'd you know that?
Well, she called and told me.
But you let it continue over all that time. You let him continue to email her and text her.
Well, but when I would try to put a stop to it or tell her it was inappropriate, she said, he's a grown man. I can't stop him. I can tell him not to. But
You can stop him. You change email accounts. You change. There's all types of different ways to block people. And you can block people from text messaging.
Sure.
Well, she didn't want. So obviously, she didn't want it to stop.
Absolutely not.
Right.
She would have put a stop to it long before that if she hadn't been getting some kind of payoff out of it.
Chicks know what inappropriate is, just like guys do. We know when we're doing something we're not supposed to. The only thing is, we're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
You were probably just clearly you were just catching half of the conversations.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, obviously if he comes home and all his crap's gone and she's back with the ex-husband.
Exactly.
And when her cell phone goes off and I read the message and it says, I love you, more than you'll ever know, things like that, that's just inappropriate.
That's when you take her through Garland.
Hey, guys, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Scott.
No, he was going to lose her anyway, obviously.
I believe I can bust up this marriage.
Which one? Oh, Julie?
Mm-hmm.
You think? Mm-hmm. If she's saying things, lovey stuff to you already in one phone call, but why do you want to bust it up?
I don't. I just said I bet I can.
Oh, because you don't want her back. You don't want her back. She'll do this to you.
Russ.
He's
hot.
I know she's hot. I've seen her.
It's not worth it.
You haven't even seen a good picture.
You got any naked ones?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. The only problem, my cranks are up between her cans.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Photoshop it out.
I could. Yeah. I got a couple.
Okay.
A couple of Polaroids.
There you go.
A big wiener-shaped blank between her breasts.
Yeah. I don't need to see it. I know what was there. It's in the cans.
I have that. I have a shot that was caught something midstream.
Really?
It's amazing what you can do with a Polaroid camera.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very artistic.
Yeah, it was just funny. We were using a Sure Shot.
A couple of them.
Yeah.
She was a sexy little nasty mix, too. She was into three-ways and women. And
I never got any of that because she couldn't guarantee that the three-way wouldn't include the other chick's boyfriend.
The other guy.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because I got tempted a couple of times. She goes, hey, blah, blah, blah's coming to town. Do you want to do this? I went, we can do this as long as he ain't involved. And you don't accidentally end up in bed with them and doing it. Just because he's got one coming. I ain't playing that way.
Which you probably did anyway.
Probably.
If you don't want to play, they're going to go Russ doesn't want to, so let's do it over here.
Yeah. I should have done it.
You should have. Absolutely. But that situation, man, God, everybody's got to agree to the rules. That's all there is to it, and you obviously didn't.
Yes, Mandy.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Great. I have a question for you. If Julie were to say, I'm going to leave my husband, I'm going to come back to Texas to be with you, would you allow her to do it, and would you take her back?
No. No.
Why not?
You're thinking about it.
You know what? It's just, right now I'm in a state of flux.
You can't be with this woman.
She
hasn't changed.
I understand that.
You will beat your brains out on your picket fence if you let her come in your life again and screw you over again.
I'm just saying, anytime you talk to an ex, you get a little warm feeling, but that goes away.
Even if you see that there's a significant change in her, you wouldn't do it, and you wouldn't allow her to leave her husband?
Nuts don't straighten out.
Well, look at what she's doing. There's not been any change. She's married to some other guy. She's doing to this other guy.
That's because she still loves me.
No, it's because she cheats.
She cheats. She loved you when she went with that boyfriend all weekend.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is. I said quit it. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to talk to her normal when I talk to her again, because that's going to come up. I tried to block all of that out and just talk to her today and be nice.
I'll stop. She's hot.
No, I wouldn't let her come back.
Oh, okay. All right, well, love ya.
Love you.
Bye.
What if she worked it, though? What if she pushed all your buttons?
You want the honest truth?
Yeah.
I mean, I can stand here and keep up the image of screw chicks. I'm not going to let them mess me around. But the basic foundation of this entire show. If she worked it right, she could probably screw me around. I didn't have to tell you guys that.
No, you didn't.
No. I could have lied.
Wouldn't have done any good.
You talk to him on the phone and all the good stuff. You don't remember the bad stuff because that's the stuff that you get away from. You distance yourself from that so it doesn't hurt anymore.
But you don't want me to remind you of them? Because I will. The bad stuff.
Yeah, you need to remember that stuff because it's going to happen to you again.
I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying there's the chance.
You know she's going to try and work it hard. She's clearly not happy.
Well, she's in radio. She would love to move back to a big market. Mm-hmm. You could help her in the door. There's all kinds of reasons.
Oh yeah, not happy with the present marriage.
Wealthy now. You got a big house, bunch of cars.
I've always been wealthy.
Not now, not as much as you are now.
Yes, you're right. Like I said, I could lie, and I didn't have to tell you guys a grunt.
Mm-mm.
You're right.
I'm not saying anything.
Just trying to be honest.
You'd let her back in your life.
I've just, right now it's not the right time to ask.
Okay. Fair enough.
Give me a couple of days to absorb everything that's happened. I'm not saying I'm taking her back.
You calling her again?
Yes.
Tonight?
Probably not.
Okay.
Give it a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just seeing what's going on.
That means there's interest. Of all the times I've seen you throw fits about this chick.
Well, look on the bright side. Think of all the content coming down the pipe.
It's not worth it.
No, it's not.
It's like if I got back with that nutty one that I dated that time.
Yes, Jamie? Oh, we got to do
yes, Russ. I wanted to remind you, a couple of months ago, Dewana was on your show, and she had mentioned that a woman that you had previously been involved with was going to come back into your life. And this woman had brown hair, and you all had been involved with each other. And as you let her back into your life, she was just going to do the same thing she had done to you previously. And I was wondering if this woman you were talking to might be the same one.
That could be one of 100 chicks.
No. Did it screw you over this bad?
Besides, she's got blonde hair. Of course, I think it's dyed. Yeah. You know what? I don't know. I'm not doing anything with it. She states away. We're just speculating and filling airtime. There's nothing real here. This is all radio. Fake. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you. Why are you making faces, Everett?
I just see what's coming, and I hate to see you do this to yourself.
I'm not. Have I made any stupid relationship decisions since you've known me?
Yes.
In the last 6 months?
I'd have to break out my timeline, but
Mothra's yours.
This would be no. I didn't bang her.
No, but you pushed her on me.
I didn't push her on you. I said, here, go out with her. I didn't tell you to bang her.
I ain't taking responsibility for Mothra.
She didn't destroy my house.
Well, I'm still not taking responsibility. I didn't have nothing to do with that.
Well, nevertheless, regardless of how many good or bad decisions you've made in the past, this is, JD, is this a good or a bad decision?
It's a terrible decision.
I haven't done anything.
I understand.
I'm being convicted and tried and convicted on something that has not happened.
But you're opening the door to something that's nothing but
I'm
trouble.
just having friendly talk with somebody that I cared about in the past.
Okay. To what end?
So just playing with a Ouija board.
Just phone conversations.
Maybe the little demons won't come into your house. Maybe they will.
She don't know where I live.
You didn't tell her?
No.
Okay.
She's going to play you like a violin.
Of
course, she's going to see the return address on the pictures I sent her about.
Oh, you did not. You didn't send her pictures.
She doesn't have email.
You sent her pictures, and she's got your phone number. She knows where you live.
No, she don't.
Does she have your phone number?
Yeah.
Area code.
Uh-huh.
Tell you where you live, more or less.
She already showed up at your apartment once. Granted, you didn't live there then, but she...
News, we got to do news. Can we do news? Okay. 622, J.D. Ryan's and the Thing.
It's the Live 105.3. Thank you, Russ. And in addition to teetering on the verge of bankruptcy, American Airlines is reporting an almost 5% drop in bookings now for March. And with this financial situation in dire straits, changes appear to be in the wings. As the airline struggles, travelers can expect fewer planes, fewer frequent flyer points, which the company calls Advantage Miles, and higher prices. The new American Airlines to emerge after this brush with bankruptcy will be leaner and less dominant in an industry that has been forever shaken. Well, they say also about 2,500 airline pilots will be out of work due to this one. Bring the Dolphins home. That's the message of one group of protesters who are mad at the Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld. Of course, you know who that's going to be. PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, don't want dolphins used in the war effort. Animals are trained by the Navy to detect underwater mines. The Norfolk, Virginia-based activists have faxed and emailed a letter to Rumsfeld with their objections. PETA also doesn't like the idea of GIs using chickens and pigeons to detect chemical attacks. Remember,
they could do chickens for landmines. That would be fun. Not only would it be safe and effective, right? That would be funny.
And afterwards, you have a tasty treat.
Big poop of feather. I got one.
I almost want to go just to see that happen.
Jesus.
Go ahead.
Remember Robert Conrad, the original from Wild Wild West, and about Black Sheep. He's 74 nowadays, and he just might be our next Nick Nolte. Monday, Conrad got into a head-on crash with another car on Highway 4 near Bear Valley in California while driving in the wrong lane. Cops nabbed him for suspicion of drunken driving. The results of the blood tests haven't come back yet. He was airlifted to Doctors Medical Center for treatment. The other driver had a fractured leg. Well, you probably recall Kelly Osbourne recently threw a temper tantrum in the Detroit News because MTV wasn't playing her latest video. Among other things, she said, quote, MTV makes me sick to my stomach. Did you know that they only play 35 videos a week? It's so stupid. Well, at some point, somebody pulled her aside and said, you realize MTV is, money? So she started kissing their ass.
Are they on MTV or VH1? The Osbournes.
MTV.
Okay.
Yeah. She's issued a statement saying, I am very upset about comments attributed to me regarding MTV. I wholeheartedly deny ever saying anything negative about MTV. Everyone there is like family. I would never say anything bad about them. I was clearly misquoted. I want everyone to know I love my MTV. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, we all made it through April's Fools without too many pranks. However, KISS FM radio DJs thought it would be an excellent April Fool's prank. This is in Chattanooga, by the way, to broadcast a fake concert announcement saying that rapper Eminem would be appearing in a free concert in the Big Lots parking lot. They are now in jail, the DJs. They were charged with disorderly conduct for creating a public nuisance that required 13 police cars to be pulled from emergency calls across the city to break up the gridlock created on and around the business. Police were also needed to protect the DJs from the hundreds of enraged listeners who at one point surrounded the patrol car and started beating on the windows. Many had left work, and kids even left school to see the advertised concert. The 30-year-old Shannon Brimmer, also known as Troy Shannon, and 20-year-old Thompson Riddle, known as Riggs, were taken to jail. I don't know if
that was wacky DJs. Did you get emails like I did? People wanted to know. Andy from Eagle Transmissions. Mm-hmm. Do we still have the tape? I don't think I ever played that. Where he called Bob and told him his car was crapped. That ain't it. Oh, here it is. He called me yesterday, and it was in the morning. Mm-hmm. He goes, "Hey, I just heard that funny bit. Dorothy said that some giraffes was loose in Denton. The Denton Zoo, the giraffes got loose." All right. He goes, "There ain't no zoo in Denton." You guys gonna do something funny like that? I went, "Hi, sweetie. I forgot you were coming up." It's a lovely katana from the Amazing Superstore. Damn. Mm-hmm. Where was I?
Zoo.
Yeah.
Denton.
You guys gonna do something funny like that? Because all these people started calling in and they're going, "Oh my God, zebras is running around and stuff." And then I seen a monkey. And then they go, "April Fools."
Yeah, everybody had their little thing.
Yeah, so he goes, "What are you guys going to do?" "We're not doing anything." "Oh, why not?" "Oh, this is the day we take off. April Fools is for amateurs."
Exactly. Yep. Did you see the Dallas Mavericks owner, Mark Cuban? He pulled his own little April Fool's prank during a timeout.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, because I was walking through the living room and just saw a clip of that going in the commercials. I just rolled my head back going, "Oh, you idiot." He got me. Bastard. Anyway, second quarter of Tuesday night's game against New Orleans. He basically got in a shoving match with a fake official, given heavily fined last season for his complaints about officiating. He went into the court, push and shove, and da-da-da-da. Basically, the real officials thought it was quite cute. Natalie Maines has kept a low profile since the PR disaster and subsequent apology regarding her comments about President Bush. She did talk about it for the first time during a TV interview in New Zealand this past week. This was her take. Quote, "It was a joke. It wasn't planned.
You can come over here, sweetie."
And it was really funny at the time. It got lots of cheers, and that's what it was meant for. You see, the trouble is, you can't talk about religion or politics. It gets people very upset. What is wrong with the world when what the Dixie Chicks says is more important than war? Why does anybody care what we think? The outrage surrounding the incident, by the way, made the Chicks afraid of their own safety when they returned to the U.S. They received loads of threatening letters, emails, and Marty even says Emily Robinson had the front of her ranch smashed in. We have to have security when we get back to the States. It puts my well-being in jeopardy.
Your skin is so soft. What do you put on it?
Lotion. Speaking of the Chicks, they're also being sued for people that had to join their fan club to get good seats, good concert seats, and then not giving them good seats.
Yes, I hate those bitches.
The situation has got so bad that recently at a meeting, President Bush said he's embarrassed that the Dixie Chicks are from Texas. And in the audio, Yasmin Bleeth revealed...
Hold on a second, I don't have audio.
Yasmin Bleeth revealed airs tonight on E! Host Jules Asner sits down with the former Baywatch babe for her first and televised interview since the harrowing 2001 car accident that exposed her cocaine addiction. Cut number 1, accident while under the influence of cocaine.
Is this where they're calling Jasmine?
No. No.
Oh, this is where Andy's calling Bob. I'd rather hear this anyway.
Go ahead.
Do we have time for this?
You really need to break that.
I'll play the first part. How about that?
Okay.
All right. Oh, and you'll hear what type of scruples our boss has.
Really?
Yes, when he finds out that his car's crapped.
Okay.
Now, it's not really. They had already fixed whatever it was. Okay. But Andy's going to call and tell him that they found something else wrong.
Hello? Bob, here. This is Andy with Eagle Transmission. Yes, sir. How you doing this morning? They're fine. Good. Bob, we got a little problem on your car, bud. What's that? I called over and talked to Brad this morning, and he was telling me what he replaced on this car for the overheating problem. Right. And we're up there this morning getting ready to, for the install of the transmission, and both your head gaskets are leaking. There's water in the oil on your engine. You're going to have to replace both heads on this engine, guy. Ah, Jesus. Yeah, I can do it. I can give you a decent deal since we've already there with the transmission out. Labor will be a little bit easier, but you're looking about $2,800. Damn it, $2,800? What?
Oh, it gets better. Wait till he tells him what to do with the car.
Oh.
We'll be back with the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show on Live 105.3 with J.D. Ryan, associate producer Eddie Boyd, Dan O'Malley on the phones, Gail Lightfoot with traffic, and producer Trey Trenholm sitting in his office.
All right. I forget. We do news or not?
Yeah, we did.
All right. Oh, I see Mark Davis from WBAP. From the hotline. You have to go back to the Amazing Superstore? Are you off? We can rehearse our lines. You wanna? Miss Katana is playing my love interest in the movie.
Yes.
Every time I come into the studio and she's standing here, she's got those little shorts on. Right. It's amazing how tight that little bottom is. Certainly not as tight as Mark Davis's.
No.
Because he's had the foundation repaired.
Got rid of the cracks in my sheetrock.
How long have you been doing foundation repair spots?
Well, I've been here 9 years. AAA probably called and asked about that around 2 years into that, so call it a lucky 7 years. Oh, now the TV spot, though, that everybody sees, that was about 3 years ago in a windy front yard of a guy's house in Irving.
So they don't pay that good over there? You're doing foundation repairs?
No, they pay very well. And as I'm sure you well know,
you don't see me doing foundation repair spots.
The occasional live spot can supplement that income.
Yeah.
Pretty cool deal.
I saw Dorothy doing a spot for somebody the other day. I forgot who it was.
But if it was a similar product, probably it might have been statewide remodeling, for whom I also do stuff.
No. Anybody else you want to throw out while you're on here?
You can always rent a car from D&M Leasing.
Yeah, okay, I'm with you on that one.
There you go.
A man's best friend. I think that's what Dorothy does.
Yep.
Yes.
It's kind of funny. I've never done man's best friend because I have not owned a dog in the Metroplex until like 2 months ago.
Mm.
So now maybe I'll start doing that because I got a rat terrier puppy.
Where'd you get that?
A trailer in Springtown. Swear to God.
Steal it?
A trailer in Springtown. I looked at it in paper and wanted to get it for my daughter and went up there and it was like Darwin's waiting room, man. It was unbelievable. So
that's what I always do. When I want a pet, I go through a trailer park and just steal them.
No, you don't.
Obviously, Mark Davis does.
No, he doesn't.
See?
He didn't steal it.
I went there on purpose and I paid money for it.
Paid money.
Look, there's a dog parked next to that ice cream truck.
I'm going to make it mine.
You were all twisted today. You were. I caught only a part of it. You were pissed off. There was the POW that was rescued, the 18-year-old girl.
Right.
And who was the political guy you were pissed off at?
Oh, God, that narrows it down. What are you talking about?
I don't know. You came in at the end of the ABC special report. It sounded like you actually stopped the special report to mount off.
Here we go. Didn't stop it, but you usually go from the 60-second ABC updates on the war right into 3 or 4 minutes of commercials, and then we come back.
Right.
But there was some content in the particular report about the recovery of Jessica Lynch that I had to stop down and say, give me 30 seconds coming out of this, and then we'll get to the commercials. And what it involved was Jessica Lynch's addle-brained, Alzheimer'd out home state U.S. Senator Robert Byrd of West Virginia.
See, I told you it was a senator.
Who stopped down for a few moments on the Senate floor to talk about how proud he was, not just of her, that's fine, that's a personal thing, but the overall comments by Senator Byrd about the effort that is underway in Iraq that she is a part of. How dare he open his mouth to speak well of this effort that he did everything to derail.
See, he was getting pissy.
Mm-hmm. Still is.
Mm-hmm.
I was fine till 5 minutes ago. Thanks for bringing it up.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know how you follow all the stuff. This has been the biggest pain in the ass, short of actually having to go over there and be in the war, to sit there and watch 4 channels a day and absorb everything and try and make some sense out of it and then puke it back out in 4 hours. I don't know how you're doing it because I dance around it.
It's you don't have to immerse yourself in it 24/7. That's the great thing about this coverage that's on all the time.
I know. In fact, I'm playing with breast right now.
Mm-hmm. Go read the paper, go wash the car, run some errands, come back. Guess what? Fox News Channel and CNN are still going to be there. So I can go out and live a life and do some stuff and then get back in touch and only do a show every 21 hours. I mean, from 9 to noon. Then, I'm back and I'm pretty well good to go while actually mixing it up and having hopefully some variety in the day. Man, otherwise you will go nuts.
I'm playing with breasts right now. What do you do on your show? You ever play with anybody's breasts other than yours?
No, I can't say I have, man. And I have to tell you, while waiting, it was something else in the space of 4 minutes to go through Maximum Testosterone and the new Fine Arts in the same commercial break.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Somebody's nipples are getting hard. Look at that. You're nasty.
So you're saying the senator's wrapping himself around the flag in this...
Well, no, he's not wrapping himself around the flag. He is attempting to glom onto a popular war.
He had just hooked on
everything to derail. He's a first-class hypocrite.
He was all against it, and now all of a sudden he's for what was going on.
There's a good moment, yeah.
Precisely right.
He must be involved.
And this is the enormous problem the Democratic Party's going to have. And you look at John Kerry, John Edwards. In fact, there are only 2 guys who come off clean among the Democratic presidential contenders. Howard Dean, who has bashed the war every day, at least he's consistent, and Dick Gephardt, who's pretty well been on board for the war, but nothing else Bush does, so he has some consistency. That's it. The rest of them, hypocrites.
Sweet, you're starting to get razor stubble around your chachi here. Sorry. Did you see the press conference today with Avery Schreiber?
What do I know? As in Burns and Schreiber? No,
yeah.
Might have missed that.
No. What was his name?
Ari Fleischer.
Who?
Ari Fleischer.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Ari Fleischer.
Yeah, I like him. He was. It was funny because. Hang on a second. Yeah. some of the media was, they were actually incredulous to the fact that President Bush doesn't know everything that's going on with every military action, like the POW, the recovery of the POW.
Right.
What's his name again? Avery?
Ari Fleischer.
All right. And he said the president trusts the military.
Right.
You have to be at a position. That's the way he's running this campaign, is he trusts the people that are over there doing what they need to do.
Right. It's called delegating.
Yeah. Bite over here. Right here. Bite right there.
Sorry, Mark.
Yeah.
No problem.
Just the fact that he trusts the military. He knows.
Figure that out.
They know what they're doing. And the reporter even asked again, well, he didn't know? He doesn't have to know. He ain't driving the tanks.
Right.
He ain't got a pocket full of bullets. He can sit there and do everything he needs from the White House.
And keep in mind that the press conferences involve questions from people whose genetic makeup seems to involve not trusting the military. The thought of the military of the United States deployed as a force for good is like kryptonite to most in the dominant media culture. And to have that military mobilized by a Republican president, good God, you'd think an asteroid was hurtling toward the Earth.
Well, part of their job is to be suspicious of everything. Well,
Russ, right. Skepticism is a virtue. Skepticism is always a virtue. But the level of argumentative, pissy, snotty, stupid questions has been way beyond the pale.
And do they let you use the word pissy on BAP?
Snotty, yes. Pissy, no.
How dare you? How dare you? I bleeped the wrong word.
Yeah, you
did I hit the delay? Yes. All right. Nobody heard it. I did use pissy on my show. What were you about to read, JD?
I was just said that General Tommy Franks, I said this earlier, is free now to order the troops to advance. He doesn't need President Bush's okay. He doesn't even need Donald Rumsfeld's okay. They've given him the ability. When you're ready, go.
It's like Bob McNeil. This is, not the greatest of all analogies, but he knows to let this show go, and we do. And I'm sure you probably have the same leeway at BAP, don't you? Except you can't use the word pissy.
What a great analogy that is.
Well, it is. Bob McNeil knows not to come in here because we're doing what we need to do. And if something bad really happens or we need approval, Bob McNeil will step in. Granted, that hasn't happened in 3 years.
And there is, and in fact, along those lines, you ratcheted down several rungs on the importance ladder to the world of radio. You're right. The best kind of radio management is the kind that hires people with the presumption that they know what they're doing and how to do it, and just go let them do it. And if there's ever a problem, talk about it then, rather than micromanage the living daylights out of every stinking day.
And granted, we're talking about life and death situations and radio, right. But Bush knows. I feel confident he knows what he's doing.
So does about 80% of America, which...
oh, no. Michael Moore says the entire country's against President Bush.
Well, Michael Moore is a moron.
I'd like to stomp his fat ass just for grins.
You know what's funny? And it's weird because Roger and Me was great. Did you guys watch TV Nation when it was on?
No. I know it was on NBC and it didn't last that long.
It was brilliant. The reason it didn't last is it was too edgy and too clever for most Americans who preferred something totally unchallenging. Michael Moore is a genius at his craft, but on this stuff, he is such a political bigot, it's turned him into a complete idiot.
Sweetie, I'd be careful there. I got the tooties. Okay. So what's on deck tomorrow on the Mark Davis Show on WBAP?
Good Lord, man. I have a feeling we're going to be knocking on the doors of the suburbs of Baghdad. There'll be probably, you know what's going to happen now? It's going to be a big, and it might take about a week, but now everybody wants the Jessica Lynch press conference so we can find out exactly what happened to her. She's got a lot of healing up to do. She's in Germany now at a hospital getting debriefed and all of that and decompressed, and we might see her by the beginning of next week. But do you know that she is the first POW rescued from enemy territory since World War II?
I know. I'm getting debriefed right now.
There's a visual.
No, I didn't know that. And it's a damn fine statistic, and I'm sorry I didn't think of that earlier.
It's my pleasure to be of service.
You know what? One thing I did hear on your show today, and I got to go, was that either you mentioned it or a caller mentioned it, that Sears, if they had like a $40,000 a year employee and they're going into the military and they're only going to make $28,000, for 2 years, Sears will make up the difference.
That is correct. That was brought to me by a caller. It made me run out and buy socks and underwear at Sears this very day.
Absolutely. I mean, there were some things that I was going to buy that I'm going to go to Sears and get just because of that. So
that's and that's part of why they do it, and I don't mind.
I don't give a rat's ass why they do it. They're doing it, and the military is benefiting from it. And you know what? I'll buy into it.
There you go.
I don't feel stupid.
Hey, can I scam some Give War a Chance T-shirts?
I think they're gone. Hold on a second. Let me check with Brainiac. What do we have?
Not a one.
None.
Dang. Who's your buddy, man?
We printed 600 shirts and they were gone in 3 days.
Well, what kind of promotional wizard said 600 would be enough in your building?
That was, you know what? I didn't want to overdo it. I didn't know we were going to go through that many. A company printed them for us for free. Yeah. And they, after like the first 200 shirts, they went, well, we got to at least break even. So they charged us like $3.25, $4 a shirt.
I'm totally teasing. And the bottom line in almost anything like this sometimes, honestly, is leave them wanting more.
Yes, so that's what I did, because I don't want to get stuck with another 200-300 shirts.
You said we might print some more, though. Would you come up?
If I can come up with a different phrase, somebody's got Saddam times up, bitch. It's on eBay right now.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And I knew somebody would do that.
I don't know. There's just something golden and ironic and poetic about give war a chance, because it takes the entire quote-unquote peace movement, just puts their face right in it.
That was one thing I was going to do today is talk to Siebert, the GM, because we've got the billboards now, and I want to take some of ours for our show and change those to just give war a chance. These anti-war people are making my butt itch.
Yeah, it's not just being intellectually against the war, that's fine, but the degree of hate and stupidity that's put into it. I tell you what, though, it's giving me 3 hours a day.
Yes.
I got no complaint.
Well, thank you for the time there, sweetie pants.
Thank you, my brother.
All right. Be sure and plug us thusly tomorrow.
Why, of course.
All right. Bye.
Bye, Mark.
Mark Davis from WBAP. We need a break?
Yes.
Good, because I'm starting to dribble out the front.
We'll be back with the Russ Martin Show.
All right. Mark's a good guy. I like him. Mm-hmm. He must say his name 112 times an hour on that station.
They tell him to do that.
Every phone call. Ray Richardson, Mark Davis, WBAP.
They tell him, beat it to death. Unlike this station, which we never say it, and we never give the phone number.
They don't need to know it.
Well, at most talk stations, they want you to call in, and they want you to know it.
You know what? If you got a point, look up the phone number. That means that you feel very strongly about the point you want to make. Go look up the phone number. Call information. Pay the cash.
Make them work for it.
Yes.
Well, we don't have enough lines as it is. I mean, good God, if you gave out the number.
Yeah, I don't like the number.
No.
Because that throws out the implication. Or the inference. Which one is it?
That people could infer from that.
Yes. That I would want them to call.
Yes. That is one possible implication.
Which would turn into a misnomer. And that's coming from my relatively untrained yet interested tongue. To quote Mark Davis.
Well, most talk shows run on listeners' comments.
Wes, well, most talk stations don't have the motto, the listener.
Yes.
And isn't it funny? Mark Davis gets on the station and he goes, hey, I'm going to use pissy. I never get to use pissy enough on my station. I'm going to get up my pissy quota. Last time I saw him, he was plowed at the Sammy Hagar concert, buying me Coronas. Buddy, you're a man. Everybody, this is where I work. Where do you work? I don't know. That's the letters in it. One looks like upside down weenie. That's where I work. Congratulations. How a bear. Thank you. What I do with the two I have. Oh. Actually bought me two at once. So I didn't have to go wait in line.
Very nice.
Yes, he's been very nice to us.
Spoke very highly of you when I saw him at the WBAP Christmas party.
What were you doing there? I forget.
A friend of mine invited me, didn't have a date, and so I went over. It was a KSCS, WBAP, and all their stations in one big thing. Mark was there, Al J, Tony, Terry, Hawkeye, everybody.
Did they send their well wishes?
Well wishes and loves for you.
All right.
We have a little bit of a jealousy factor among talk radio people because they'd like to get on and be able to tell people to shut up and you're an idiot and get off the phone, but you can't do it.
Why not?
They just can't because they're owned by ABC Disney.
Well, here's the problem. Here's a tip. Everybody write this down. Here's the road to success.
Okay.
Is if you leave people on too long and they got no point and you don't tell them to shut the hell up, you're driving listeners away.
Yes.
You have to be able to say what the person listening is thinking. If somebody's rambling and they're thinking, shut him up, that's about the time you should think shut up 10 seconds before the listener.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way that you do that.
That's the way you
shut up.
It worked.
Having to stay ahead of the listener.
I got you.
All right. There's my secret.
It's finally out.
Yes. That's why ADD is become very important to me in this show.
Absolutely. You'd be lost without it.
The only problem is you got to prepare for like 75 topics a day.
That's the truth. Mark can come on and do 3 topics in 3 hours.
No, he doesn't. Does he really only do a topic an hour?
On average. Sometimes people will derail him and they'll do other things, but on average, that's what most talk shows do. Sometimes they'll have 2 going at the same time, sort of.
Let's try that tomorrow. Let's do 1 topic per hour.
You're out of your mind. You couldn't do it.
Never happened.
Mm-mm.
I could milk a topic for an hour. We talked about Julie for 3 days. Of course, not all in one swoop.
3 days straight.
Yeah. I'm going to bang that. I'm going to get her down to Dallas, and I'm going to bang it. Good. And I'm going to bang it to where she wants to leave her husband.
Good. I think you should.
I got it coming.
You do?
She still loves me.
Don't bring the L word into it.
I didn't say I loved her. She still loves me.
Yeah, but that's next.
It ain't next nothing.
You still have feelings.
Shut up.
What? You still have feelings for her.
I have feelings for her because it was a relationship and
should be having sex then? Isn't that a dangerous territory? If I was doing this,
no. Well, here's the difference.
Okay.
Women, sex. There's some type of emotional bond there.
Okay.
Guys and sex, no emotional bond.
Okay. Even when you love somebody.
Who says I still love her?
You just did.
I said I still have feelings for her. That doesn't mean I love her.
Okay.
There are plenty of women I have feelings for.
Okay.
You've changed my mind. I think it's a wonderful decision.
Are you being facetious?
Yes.
Good.
Feelings for the katana.
Love the katana.
Yes.
Why don't you have your website up? That is really the stupidest thing I've ever seen anybody do. Do you know how much cash you could make off that? You make it a pay site?
It'll be up in a couple of weeks, definitely.
Now, you said that 2 or 3 months ago.
No, but I've got a new person. I trust him.
I even forgot what it is.
Very good friend.
What's the website?
It's actually changed to Katana Storm.
Katana Storm.
Mm-hmm.
With a K.
Yes.
Why Katana Storm?
Everybody says I look more like Katana than the other name. So.
Than the L?
Uh-huh.
The erotic L? Yeah.
Does your husband ever ask you questions when you go home at the end of the day?
No, I've never talked to him.
You, Katana.
I was going to go. It'd be stupid for me to go home with her.
You're making him snore.
Specific.
Yeah. Okay, I just wondered if jealousy would get to me after a while.
We talk about our days and, how
well, let's leave this part out. You forgot what happened between 5:30 and 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
There we go.
Plus, we have to go over our lines.
Yep.
We're happy to clown. All right. You ready to go?
Got him.
Go ahead.
For more information about the Russ Martin Show, to email us for details on the Listeners Foundation or the Police and Firefighter poster, it's all available at russmartin.com. To instant email us during the show, send it to studio@russmartin.com. For Trey and his website, go to TreyTrenholm.com. Find Eddie on the World Wide Web at EddieBoyd.com. For me and my picture gallery, it's JohnDavidRyan.com. If you have law issues, contact Everett Newton at DallasAttorney.com or 214-823-LAWS. Limousine service provided by Ultimate Limos. Call George 214-543-3736. And for everything else, the official site for the Talk That Rocks is live1053.com.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see
you.
I don't mind.